future generations.
What keeps you up at night, yeah? Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. What keeps you up at night, yeah? Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. Yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. You got me like, oh yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. Hey, it's too late to try to go contain it. A generation fueled by creation. We live lives on a small screen nation. We control the airwaves, no negotiation. I refuse to think we need saving. Something good will come from creation. And when we think that the world is too anxious, we'll adapt, evolve, survive, and save it. What keeps you up at night, yeah? Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. What keeps you up at night, yeah? Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. Yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. You got me like, oh yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. Hey, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. You got me like, oh yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong.
Nobody is coming to save you. Get up. Be your own hero.
All right. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Sovereign Soul Unchained Mind. Coming to you 250 miles above your imagination in the International Fake Station. Trying to weave my way weightless with my little friend back here. I have my little Chinese handler back here. He's making sure that I'm towing the line. See? Okay. He's making sure we don't get caught up in these cables either. You know, that's some IT nightmare going on right there. Oh my goodness. Good to see everybody. So I got a little bit chilly. I was just wearing a t-shirt. It's gotten a little bit chilly here. We're down to dropping temperatures again, where it was damn near t-shirt weather the last few days, and now it's gonna drop down quite cold. So I put this sweater on. This is I around the house I call this my Bill Cosby sweater, and it was amazing. As soon as I put it on, I felt the urge to make my wife a drink. I don't know where that comes from or what's behind it, but it might be the sweater. Bill might be innocent. I don't know. But let's see who all we got going on in the chat here. Let me get some shit rolling here real quick, and we'll get over here. Holy moly, we got 34 going already. How many over on Rumble? Looks like I've got 2 sis. SRJ 780 is over there. No Longer on the Ball is over there as well. Looks like we got 13 watchers, only a couple of people in the chat. And then, of course, over here, we've got 28 on here and a couple over on the backup channel, but I see Chicago Cubby Bear, got RPB 67, Saddle Bum, Jehovah's Daughter Barbara. Barbara, I haven't got a chance to watch those links you sent me, but thank you. Let's see who else we got. Let's see, No Longer on the Ball is over here too. You get around, buddy. Daniel Watkins is over, and let's see who else. Mr. Super Sidewinder, of course. King Shin's with us. Stacy Jones, Valley Parks. I got Glenn Souch, a Mr. Beast fan. And let's see, Lisa Marie Tattersall. Mama Lisa, what's happening, baby? And let's see what else we got. I think there's Voy. I see Voy hanging out in here. Earthship Bear is with us. Who else? Did I miss anybody? Anson Howard, what's going on, brother? See, I think that's pretty much got everybody, and I'm sure there's going to be more have joined in as soon. I see push button 62 here. All right. So I've often said, be careful because certain actions on yourself that you perform will come back around on yourself, and especially when you're practicing to transgress on someone. Now, we know of a certain Glober that has devoted his time to besmirching the personality and character of anyone that is associated with Flat Earth. He's actually got a old web page called Why Flat Earthers Are Horrible People. And he's done like background checks and shit, looking for any kind of dirt he can find on anybody, which is, of course, ridiculous because, you know, if you want to look at it that way, that a person's personality reflects on whether or not they believe in a indoctrination psyop or not. And by indoctrination psyop, I'm talking about the globe, of course. But whether or not somebody indulges into that has no bearing on really their character, I don't think. Because let's not forget, you know, Jeffrey Dahmer was a globe earth believer. Okay. Does that mean that globe earth believers are serial killers? I don't know. According to MCTOON, it must. It absolutely must. Charles Manson and his crew believed that they were on a globe as well. Yeah. Yep. John Wayne Gacy. Dare I even say Mustache Man? I don't know. So are we going to really equate that? But anyway, we saw an interesting exchange that took place. We were going to cover a debate that was supposed to be on Modern Day Debate, where Ross and Matthew were going to debate Globeface and MCTOON. I know he hates being called MCTOON, but I don't give a shit. Hey, Austin Murphy, good to see you. I thought I saw Austin Murphy. My bad. Maybe I didn't. Probably I didn't. He's been busy here lately. Anyway, so what came out from that was I didn't understand at first. I'm waiting for it to queue up. It's supposed to start at 9. I was going to see if it was going to be anywhere worth a shit to cover. I had some other stuff on the burner too that I could use. And I'm waiting for it to start. I'm waiting for it to start. And the next thing I know, there's people in the chat saying, oh, the debate's canceled because of an awful flat earther and shit. And I'm like, oh boy, what happened now? Somebody said something about the Jays, right? No, it wasn't. In fact, it was kind of just an off-the-cuff remark. You can make of it as you will, but Toon took it as an accusation. I don't know how he construed an accusation out of it, but he flipped shit. He completely flipped shit. I have a clip of the actual exchange, and we'll go ahead. Let me stop it for a second. Now, this was taking place prior to them going to go live on Modern Day Debate. This is backstage. And they're kind of making sure they got everything set up. They're ready. You know, they're getting ready to start, right? Okay. So let me bring this up real quick. And I'll let you make out of it what you need to from it. All right.
Some people are going to get destroyed today.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
That's for sure. I saw that creepy video with it looked like there was a kid handcuffed to the floor. That shit's pretty creepy, man. I don't know what was going on in that video.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It looked weird. Team sent me the video, man.
Yeah. Yep.
Dude, it looks bad, dude. That's like some Pizzagate type shit.
Yeah. We want to get off of here right now, Matthew? You want to
sorry.
get the hell off of here if you're going to be accusing me of that?
I don't know
You
what
absolute
happened, dude.
fucking monster.
That's it, right? Ryan, this ends
I'm
right
sorry,
now.
dude.
Right now.
I'm sorry, dude.
No,
That's all I'm
shut
saying.
up. Shut up.
I don't know.
This
Oh, my bad.
ends now. This is it.
I'm not saying
You
anything
worthless
happened.
piece of garbage.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not.
Oh, no. Oh, no. This is not happening. Out. Out. He made an accusation against me.
Not true, let it go. If it ain't true, then let it go. Don't be so mad if it ain't true.
Didn't know what was going on with you guys. Flatter Day Saint was going to be my partner,
No,
and then James
listen.
sent me the video.
Yeah, you made a very clear accusation against me.
No, I didn't.
This is not happening. He does not get to be on stream with me.
Wow.
There's not a whole lot I can do.
You can kick him out right now for making that accusation against me. Or I leave. Because this is not happening when you have somebody on your platform as a guest making that kind of accusation against me. Okay? Think we're doing the right thing.
No,
Right?
I understand.
That is my main beef with modern day debate. Is that Howard, what's his name? Latter-day Saints, and now this making that kind of accusation. That's what they're about. They are disgusting people. That's why I fight flat earthers,
Because they are subhuman pieces of garbage.
I didn't hear an accusation. Okay. So I was curious, man. I was like, what the fuck video is this guy talking about, man? Did Toon put out a video? And that was what Toon pretty much led everyone to believe through that, was that it was his video, but it wasn't. It wasn't Toon's video.
Some people are going to get
another video that was sent to him, and I'm going to show you the video. We won't watch the entire thing. Let me see. Here we go. Hang on. It's better with the, all right. So let me just pause it at the beginning. Get rid of that. Okay. This is like at the start of the video, right? Where it begins. And this is what he was talking about. So, oh, wait, shit. I already had it shared, and then I unshared it like a dipshit. There we go. Okay, and it's Indoor Rainbow Flat Earth Debunked is the name of the video. I haven't watched the video or anything, but this was the video in question. And it's not even MCTOON's video. Okay, it's by another creator. I think, what the hell's the name? Just a second. Let me see if I can open it up in YouTube real quick to see. Jimbo Science. Guy's got 76 subscribers. If y'all want to see the video, it's not MCTOON's video. And I did not hear an accusation. He goes, man, what was up with that video you sent me? And I'm sure this is the first thing the guy sees on the thumbnail. It was the first thing I saw. And it looks, of course, upon closer examination, it looks like the kid's just holding on to something that's connected to a pole or a basement pole or something like that. So I don't know. But in any case, what the hell? No one accused you of anything, MCTOON. You're just like, what was that video, man? It looks like there's a kid handcuffed to a flagpole or some shit, man. It looked like some PG shit to me, you know? And he's like, oh, how dare you accuse me of it? And it's like, it's not even your video, MCTOON. What are you getting so flapped about? I mean, I would have just said, yeah, I don't know, man. You might want to go ask Jimbo Science or anything. I wasn't paying attention to that. I was looking at the information in it. But now you mention it, it is kind of, I don't know, it's weird, but, you know, and gone on from that. But his response was so over the top that I have to wonder, man, was somebody kind of on point? The thing that got me was the comments involved with this video and what people had to say on Twitter. And it's kind of the same thing that I've said, where it's like, here we've got a guy, Matthew, here says, haven't seen the video in question yet, but regardless, I've literally never seen an innocent person act like that. Death says, doesn't look good. Connect the Dots Specialist says, dude, I can't stand MCTOON, but I've seen that rainbow video and the kid is holding the valve to turn the water on when the dad tells him to. He stands up and walks around after. Okay, so that's what's going on in the thing, not the other way around. He says, yeah, I don't pay attention to MCTOON. Never seen any of that before today. I think dude was just busting his balls. I would like to see MCTOON have that reaction to his side when they do it to us every single day. And that's what I pointed out, was the fact that, you know, this guy's got a fucking page, a whole web page with everybody's. I wouldn't be surprised if I'm not on there. I wouldn't be surprised if I'm not on there. And I personally, I don't care, you know, because I'm looking at, well, consider the source, and we're seeing some really interesting shit going on with that. Let's see, it was, so what we have is a bad flat earther, but the good news is there was no child handcuffed. Matthew can be better than this. Okay. And it wasn't even MCTOON's video. Exactly. So it wasn't even an attack on MCTOON. It was just a statement about the video. Okay. The show hadn't even started yet. So what do you all think? Do you think MCTOON was looking for a way to weasel out of it so he could squirm it over onto his platform instead? Or do you think that do you think the reaction was over the top for any other reasons? I mean, I just can't see somebody reacting that way and seeing that as an accusation when, I mean, you can clearly listen that it wasn't. Let's just hear it again. Let's just hear it again real quick. Hopefully this one won't be as loud. Let me see if I can. Oh, it won't let me do anything here. Wait, God damn it. Oh, there we go. All right, that should do it right there. Let's see.
That's for sure. I saw that creepy video with, it looked like there was a kid handcuffed to the floor. That shit's pretty creepy, man. I don't know what was going on in that video.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It looked weird. James sent me the video, man.
Yeah. Yep.
Dude, it looks bad, dude. That's like some Pizzagate type shit.
Yeah. We want to get off of here right now, Matthew? You
Oh,
want to get the hell off of here if you're going to be accusing me of that?
And if MCTOON's seen the video, why not just say, no, dude, what the fuck? Did you even watch it? You know, and like the other guy pointed out, he's holding on to a water hose and shit. I could have flipped that right around on it, you know? As far as that's, but that right there, it was like it hit a fucking nerve. I don't know.
I don't know
You
what
absolute
happened, dude.
fucking monster!
That's it, right, Ryan? Ryan, this ends
I'm
right
sorry,
now.
dude.
Right now.
I'm sorry, dude.
No,
That's all I'm
shut
saying.
up. Shut up.
I don't know.
This ends now. This is it.
I'm not saying
You
anything
worthless.
happened.
Piece of garbage.
Yes.
Oh, that's not.
Oh, no. Oh, no. This is not happening. Out. Out.
And
He made an accusation against me.
Not
we-
true, let it go.
Can anyone please tell me what was the accusation that was made against him? It wasn't. It was talking about a video that wasn't yours. The guy obviously hadn't watched the video, only saw the thumbnail as I did, and just made a comment. I don't think I would have if I hadn't watched the video, but it certainly wasn't an accusation against you, Michael.
If it ain't true, then let it go. Don't be so mad if it ain't true.
Didn't know what was going on with you guys. Latter-day Saint was going to be my partner,
No,
and then James
listen.
sent me the video.
Yeah, you made a very clear accusation against me.
No, I didn't.
This is not happening. He does not get to be on stream with me.
Wow.
That statement right there, he does not get to be on stream with me. What the fuck do you mean get to be on stream with you? Like that's a privilege of some kind? How is that? How in the hell is that a privilege or something? Yeah, well, you know what? Here's the thing, M-Ball. I believe in real life. M-Ball says, I believe in real life. He is active in things like Little League type stuff, and accusations could cause problems outside of this fake world of YouTube. Then you should probably not have such an over the top, response such as that, especially when no accusation was actually laid. And then to actually, I mean, if anything, he brought attention to the idea rather than any kind of dismissal, because I have a feeling that if he says, well, if he would have said, well, why did, you know, the kid's holding on to a water level or whatever that other guy said, right? You know, so you obviously didn't watch the video, whatever. and blow it off like that. It wouldn't have went no further. But his response was what was telling. Okay. That's what's fucked up, is that response. It's sort of like, oh, don't I would just wait a minute, dude. He's talking about somebody else's video. It's not yours. You're not responsible for it. What the hell? Why are you freaking out? Right?
There's not a whole lot I can do.
You can kick him out right now for making that accusation against me. Or I leave. Because this is not happening when you have.
I would have shit canned MCTOON. I would have said, well, you can fucking go out of here. That milquetoast moderator sat back and goes, oh, yeah, okay. Well, all right, I suppose. Bullshit. The moderator was worth the fuck. He was right there. He heard everything. He said, nobody accused you of anything, Michael. Knock it off. Quit freaking out. Go back and listen to what was said, man. Come on.
Somebody on your platform as a guest making that kind of accusation against me. Okay, so think we're doing the right thing.
Yeah, no,
Right?
I understand.
That is my main beef with modern day debate. Is that Howard, what's his name?
Here, I'll tell you why I'm bothering with it. Because this is somebody who bothered to make a fucking web page where he wants to list every bad thing he can think about, any flat earth or anything that he can dig up. Flat earthers are horrible people, right? While he's doing horrible fucking things. That's why I think it's fucking just desserts, M-Ball, and he fucking deserves it.
Latter-day Saints, and now this.
I mean, that's all I can say about it, is he deserves it.
Making that kind of accusation.
And the best thing is he did it to himself. He fucking did it to himself. Yes, karma. Absolutely, Glenn. He did it to himself. Because had he not acted out this way, I mean, there's people all over on Twitter are talking about this. He fucked himself with that reaction. Nobody else did that. He did that. And it's karma. I think it's beautiful. Maybe you should see what it's like when you're attacking the fucking person and not the information, Toon. When you're trying not to, when the only thing you've got is mockery and then trying to besmirch any character of anybody that doesn't agree with your stupid little fairy tale toy rocket ship bullshit. Right? So fuck you. I hope this does ruin you. I hope it fucking ruins you for good. I really do. And not because you're a ball earther, because you're a reprehensible fucking excuse for a person. That's why. And no other reason.
That's what they're about. They are disgusting people.
Well, that's why I fight flat earthers, because they are subhuman pieces of garbage.
Yeah. That's
Some
why,
people are
there's
going to
actually
get
this-
destroyed.
that's why you do it all right. Sure. I don't know. Tell me what you think, man. I talked to Ross today about it a bit over on Vince Filline's channel today. I forget what he's calling that channel again. He's got a different name all the time, damn it. Let me see if I can find it real quick. The name of it's Dishonest or Honesty somebody now. Hold on a second. Dishonest World. Dishonest World. I'm going to put the link to the stream in the chat. Ross said that if he had a chance and he had time, he was going to pop on here with us maybe tonight or another night. So that would be really cool. And with that comment, I think we need to plant more garlic. Yeah, absolutely. Calling us subhuman. Yes, I know. Look at these people too. You want to look at that. You want to go into that fucking arena with shit. Let's take a look at these people. Let's take a look at them. Craig, Brenda, MCTOON. I mean, these people are living in some glass fucking houses and certainly like to throw a lot of rocks. And I think that's some bullshit, you know? But hey, I'm down. I'm like, whatever, man. You brought this on yourself. Am I saying one way or the other? No. But I've got a theory. I got a theory about these guys and why they're doing what they do. Absolutely 100%. I could lay out a scenario. I'm not saying that that's proof. That's my opinion. That's what my theory is. I don't really have a way to test the theory, but seems to me if the best way to get people to do something, I mean, you can't tell me that this is a pleasant thing that he's doing and he actually enjoys this shit, you know, putting himself onto that. You can't tell me that. And the best way to get people to do something is through coercion. Now, you could do it with money, of course, but you can also do it with a threat. A threat works a lot better than money. A threat of blackmail, a threat of prison. I don't know. Is it possible that these guys have, I'll get to it in a little bit, Angela. You know, where do they come from? How do they come out of the gate so big, so huge? And so vehement, so vile. You know, they can't just discuss it. They have to be condescending, haughty, dismissive, you know, like you're something lesser. And that's part of the tactic that they use. This is what they do. This is what they do. So let me see. I don't know if I even have that open. So I'm pretty sure that they weren't really, you know, it wasn't a kid torture video or anything like that. But nevertheless, it was my thing that got me was that there was such a, I don't know, such a crazy ass response. That's what blew me away. Because it was just like, I thought, you know, okay, we'll check this debate out. Now, I wasn't even altogether sure I was going to do the whole thing. I wanted to see if it was tolerable because I really can't stand watching MCTOON at all. I can't stand him, you know. I had him on here and had to throw him off because he's just a piece of shit. He's condescending. He acts like a prick. He interrupts. He tries to obfuscate from the point. He's literally a horrible thing to be around. I can't understand why anybody would glom onto his shit other than these people that's what they like. They like angry shit. They like negative shit, you know, and so let's go and call people names and fuck with them and treat them like they're less than human and shit like that because they don't go along with the shit that we believe in, our religion, which is basically what it is. They really want that to be true because they're children at heart. I mean, when a grown adult dressed as a woman tells me that they would go to Mars in a heartbeat, tells me that they've not really thought that out very well. They literally have not thought that out very well. You know, I mean, the flight from the United States to Frankfurt, Germany, that was long enough for me. Okay. That was long enough. I can only imagine what months would be. Cooped up in some little thing, right? Eating shit out of a plastic freeze-dried bag, right? And then you get there, then what do? You have to literally fight for survival. Where are you going to get food? How are you going to have any agriculture? How are you even, what is going on in your brain other than you picturing yourself in a Star Trek rerun? That's what I have to wonder. Why would anybody want to go into an environment like that? I don't understand. I don't understand. Here we have this beautiful earth that has everything we need. It's the perfect conditions for us. It was built for us. And here we are. And what's the first thing these idiots want to do? I can't stand being here. I want to leave. Well, maybe you need to just change your outlook on where you're at. You know, that's what I would do. Do you not realize what a fantastic place this is? And if you could go to one of those other supposed places, which they're not places, but if you could, what the fuck would you do? How old would that get quickly? How old would that get? It would get old real quick. You have to put out all this bullshit just to go outside of your little survival dome or whatever the fuck you're in. mill around outside, look at a few dusty rocks and shit. Then what? Go back inside and what? Watch it reruns of I Love Lucy or some shit. I mean, I don't know. Play Yahtzee or what the fuck is it you're going to be doing? It's all born out of these fantasies that people have, you know, and unfortunately they've made their own mental condition so unbearable that they think it's not them, it's the place they're at. We must leave here. And it's like, no, you're not getting out of here alive. Nobody does. Nobody gets out alive. That's all. And not down and not up. I found this. This is really a short video. It's only a minute long, but this is kind of crazy. You know what? Everybody's always asking, what lays below? What lies below? What's underneath the flat earth? I'm like, fuck, I don't know. How would we ever know that, right? But we do run into some real crazy anomalies. Check out some of this shit.
Yo, all hands, hoist the colors high. Heave ho, thieves and beggars, never shall we die. Now some have died and some are alive, and others sail on the sea. With their keys to the cage and the devil to pay, we lay to fiddler's grave. Yo.
I just wonder, you know, it looks like it's a flooded out mine of some kind. But why? Where'd the water come from? Right? You wonder, did it come up from below? I know that out there in Death Valley at Panamint Springs, they were drilling for water and they hit a cave. And then it dropped down, they said about 100 feet, and then hit water. Just like dead space, nothing. About 100 feet and then hit water. And the state would not let them set a well up on there at all. Said that they had found primary water and weren't allowed to use it or some other kind of shit, man. And I found it really quite interesting. What in the hell? Why can't you do that? You know, there's an area in Death Valley that they go down twice a year. A diver goes down. Yes, you heard me right. In Death Valley, a scuba diver. There's access to an underground lake, and these biologists go down there and they keep numbers on how many of these little rare blue fish, that's the only place we've ever found them, these little blue fish, and they just get a number of how many there are, a census, and then they lock it back up. You can't have access to it. But yeah, I think there's a whole bunch of water under there. In fact, I'm pretty sure of it. I mean, why else would you have your submarine warfare center for the United States Navy just outside of Las Vegas, Nevada? Wouldn't you kind of have that somewhere like, oh, I don't know, near water? It's just, you know, it's just some of the shit that, you know, that we're not privy to the information. We go along with this little provided story. And when you come to like most of the people here in my audience and myself, we found that we've been lied to about who we are, when we are, and where we are. And those are some pretty basic things. I mean, those are, you know, or how we are, how we got, you know, everything is being hidden. And you're given some kind of a alternate story, but when you start trying to break down that alternate story, you find that it doesn't carry any weight. It doesn't carry any weight with it. You know, it's like, wait a minute, there's some shit that just doesn't jive, you know? And so that gets a lot of people scratching their heads. Some people will just go, well, I don't know. People with more book smarts than me figured that out. So, You know, what the difference does it make to me? I still just got to go do my slave job and come home and blah, 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 blah. Well, it makes a lot of difference because, as I've always said on here, if you free your mind, your ass will follow. Okay, that's the key to it. A free person without a free mind is still imprisoned. You understand? And that's exactly what this great experiment about freedom in the United States actually was. Right? You may be free in your body, but you're not free in your mind because it requires you to think a very specific, certain way. Need bumper stickers of monkeys flinging off a spinning magic marble. That would be pretty cool. That would be pretty cool. So Angela's been busting a nut for me to show this video of hers. And it's regarding the thing my wife sent her. She too is a proud owner of a bag of dicks. That's right. So let me see if I can. Second. And she got a little bit creative with it. Let me bring this up. Bum, bum, bum. All right. So she worked him out, and you might want to do something. Is that how that song is supposed to be? Is it supposed to skip like that? No, I'm not aware if it's supposed to skip like that. Are you reviewing this dumpster fire, Sean? Good for you. I hope all you and all 7 of your fucking viewers enjoy it, my friend. You have to, because you don't really have anything. So anyway, anytime you want to click the link, Sean, anytime you want to click the link. Anytime, brother. But you won't do it. You know why? We all know why. Because you're a coward. You're a coward. Hey, you guys want to see something really cool? This is something that's interesting. Put this in context of what I say about the medium, right? You ever seen one of these? If you go to a lot of times in an auto parts store or in the auto section of bigger stores, they'll have one of these setting. They're put out by the oil company, and it shows the difference. So you can see the difference in the viscosity of the different weights of oil. So they've got 0W40, 5W40, 10W40, and 1540. And you see what happens when the medium is different. Oh, my goodness. Oh, come on, you son of a bitch. Oh, look at there. Oh, my God, what happened to that gravitational constant, right? What happened to it? Where'd it go? And that's the whole thing. Now, we put that into context with the fact that things weigh more in a vacuum. I think we've got a lot to, I think we need to rethink. We need to rethink everything that we think that we know, or these people like Sean thinks he knows, right? But some people over there, I want to, if Sean, if you're restreaming this, I'm going to talk to your audience right now. Okay. Listen, you skin flints. You need to start supporting Sean. The poor motherfucker can't even afford to shave the hair off of the front of his nose. Okay. Help this guy. Help him. Send him a couple shekels, man. He's having a rough time. Talking about, I don't know, man. But I would give the man definitely a little bit more time, you know. I found this cool thing too. It's Caleb talking about, oh, this is gonna chap his ass, y'all. Hop over and give it a like if you can. What are we giving a like to that we're hopping over to? And why are we putting stuff to take people away from my stream in here? Oh, there it is. All right. All right. So hang on. Let me bring this up. Hey, Sean, that's what you ought to do is why don't you debate Caleb? You should. You should. Because you're, but I'm serious, man. If you're a Sean Hawkins watcher and shit, you cheap bastards need to start donating some shekels to this guy, you know? I mean, maybe take a tally every time he says, like, science denier or liar or something like that. You could have a certain amount, like a nickel for that and a dime for another thing or whatever. I don't know. Do your thing. But y'all need to support your daddy over there, man.
You would be surprised at how many people actually send me this video thinking that this is evidence of the rotation of the Earth. It's not. The Earth is stationary. The only thing that moves is the sky. Now let's explain the trickery. Essentially, all that these tricksters did was take an equatorial mount, which spins on this axis 360 degrees, attach a DSLR to the top with a wide-angle lens, use this keypad to have it follow a specific star, wandering star, or constellation, and essentially all that it did was spin with the movement of the sky, giving the illusion that the Earth is moving and not the sky. But this is just a farce. The sky moves, not the Earth. Every single experiment that has been done in the history of mankind to prove the motion of the Earth has failed, suggesting that the Earth is stationary, fixed, static. Have a good day on this level stationary plane, and don't fall for these type of tactics and trickery.
I agree. More twiddle twaddle. So yeah, the point of the matter is that by manipulating the medium, we can manipulate gravity. Okay. With your model, with what you propose, you can't. Okay. Because all you can do is come up with a gravitational constant based off of an observed effect. You don't have a cause. Whereas I know that by manipulating the medium, I can change that rate. So what's that tell me? It tells me that the weight of an object is actually a ratio between the object itself and the medium in which it resides. Had nothing to do with the mass of the Earth and bending space-time and magical unicorn farts pushing down from the heavens or any other kind of nonsense like that. It's all testable, repeatable, and observable. It's not a problem. So I don't know where these people... And it's like, I want to hang on to the most complicated belief system that there could possibly be. So let's see. The first thing I have to do is I have to shit can my senses. I have to shit can my senses, and I have to shit can critical thinking. And I just have to adopt things that people that are obviously much smarter than me just came up with this, and forget the fact that it defies any kind of known natural science whatsoever. I still have to believe it in order for this to be true, because believe me, one day we're going to get out there in space and fly around and go to different planets and have a federation and Captain Kirk and all that other fucking nonsense. That's what these people believe, man. This is where it comes down to. It's the hopeful mind of a child. It really is. It's like the child that is looking for every excuse he can think of as to why Santa Claus must exist without one bit of proof. But I have evidence. What evidence do you have? Well, I predict that if on Christmas Eve, if I put out some milk and some cookies, the next day there will be presents under my tree, and there won't be any milk or cookies. They'll be eaten and drank, all of it gone, right? And so there it is. So my prediction is true. Santa Claus ate the cookies and drank the milk and put some presents under my thing. So there's evidence. What else do you need? Well, did you watch and see if it was indeed Santa Claus that consumed that and put those? Well, we don't have to. We made a prediction and it came through. Yeah, but there was no science behind your prediction. You just figured that here's something that happens every year. I'm going to predict it happens again. Okay, good job. You see? And this is where we're standing with this shit. This is really where we're standing with this. It's like the kid who's trying to make every excuse as to why Santa Claus is real. And it's born out of the exact same area of the brain that imagines Santa Claus, that imagines the Tooth Fairy, that imagines the boogeyman. It's not real. And this is a problem. I say there's Brenda creates. We have photos of Santa. Yeah, there you go. We have photos of Santa. There's exactly the same evidence. I've got just as much evidence for Santa Claus as I do for a globe Earth. Anecdotal bullshit that doesn't really prove anything. We have photographs of Santa. Many of us have experienced seeing Santa. And of course, you can go on NORAD and track Santa on Christmas, right? I mean, there he is. I mean, how are you going to deny it? I mean, we have NORAD tracking him, right? We have actual sightings. We have evidence of milk and cookies being taken, presents being left, right? All the same bullshit, right? In fact, I've seen several TV shows with Santa. So, I mean, I don't understand how these anti-Santa people could even continue to go on with that much evidence. See, that's it. That's where we stand at with this shit. Show me a photo of the dome. Show me a photo of the dome. Have you ever looked up I don't know that it's a dome, Brenda. I don't know if it's a dome or if it's an endless flat. I have no idea. I only know this, that without containment, air pressure cannot exist. So, and I know gravity won't hold air pressure. We can prove that in a heartbeat. That's easy. That's an easy one. Okay, that's fuck. That's no problem. Show me a downward acceleration of air, and don't do it by saying that Galileo rolled some barrels down a hill. Okay. You see, that's the thing. Positive claims. Positive claims. I don't know. I only know this for a fact. You cannot have air pressure without containment. In order to have a volume of gas, you must contain it. Otherwise, it is subject to dispersal. This is real simple. It's because they're not the molecules of the gas are not bonded together. Okay, they just keep moving around and they get further and further apart from one another until they dissipate into the surrounding gases. So there you go. I mean, I don't know where else to go with that. I mean, it seems to me to be a pretty rudimentary, common sense thing. I mean, you're not going to drive your car down the interstate and it has a hole in the tire. That's never going to work. It's never going to work. Okay. Why? Because you've breached the containment. And in order for the tire to be full, it requires pressure. There's Eugene. Dr. Law showed up. What's happening? What do we got? Jake showed up. Illiterates here. Eugene 12. Let me see who else is here. Shifty Eyes Shady made it. Vladimir Putin. Good to see you, Mr. President. Brenda Creates, of course. Anson Howard is still here. It looks like the numbers are growing and not. Oh, there's Kevin Barber. And not diminishing. So that's pretty good. I would imagine. Wonder if there's some kind of whirlpool up there. I don't know, man. I don't know. The thing is we know that the only people that have access to these places that we'd like to check are not us. And we also know that those people are habitual liars. I mean, they lie about every fucking thing. Full spectrum dominance on your mind. Okay. Everything. I don't care what it is. There's deceit involved. Because that's what we live in, is a world of deceit. And so consequently, people are so used to being deceived and accepting it as reality that you can run just about anything on them. Look how gullible people are. How many people every day fall prey to the car warranty scam, or to one of these little call centers out of Bali that's hacking into their bank account and shit like that while they're pretending to be tech support. I mean, come on. The level of deceit that's involved in this world is off the chain, man. It's off the chain. And so you expect me to believe that an institution, and if you could call it that we call government, has lied to me about every other goddamn thing, but they're not lying to me about the space. They're not lying to me about Antarctica, if there is Antarctica. They're not lying to me about, especially when you catch them in the lies. That's the worst part. And people still continue to believe the liar. You've caught them in the lie 100 fucking times, hundreds and hundreds of green screen glitches, bubbles in space, rockets collapsing because they've got a hole in them. I mean, just a multitude of bullshit that they've tried to run on the masses. And still these people keep, like Charlie Brown kicking the football. They'll go back and try to kick it again. They think, oh, this time it's different. Oh, finally, they're going to tell us, oh, they're going to give us disclosure. Oh, yeah, sure they are. Sure they are. Come on. People are really gullible. They don't critically think. They don't critically think. And one of the favorite things that they love to come back, well, why would they like? Why do you want me to tell you why someone else is doing something? You can't come up with that on your own. You haven't figured out why they lied to you about other bullshit. You couldn't figure that out on your own. You had to have somebody tell you. You couldn't critically think and figure, why would they want me to believe something that is clearly not true? But a lot of people don't do that. At best, they'll just go, oh, yeah, I was lied to. Well, what are they telling us now? Yeah, should I believe it or not believe it? And it all just what resonates with what you want to hear is what it ends up being. It's just basically what you want to hear. You want to hear about us being so wonderful that we could send people to the moon. So that's a convenient fairy tale. It's a nice little legend. And so we pass it along and we pretend that it's true. And then when somebody comes along and says, hey, listen, Santa Claus doesn't really exist. I'm going to tell you why. Look, let's just go with the logistics of, you and your damn conspiracies. I'm trying to show you why it's not possible. And we're going to go right to the rudimentary basics to show you why it's not possible. You might not have noticed, but they skipped over all that when you were a kid. They just told you that shit. You didn't critically think about it. And then later they built off of that as though you've already accepted as a possibility, as the fact. You never thought to ask, how do we have air? I noticed gravity didn't, when I accidentally let go of the string from my balloon from the circus, gravity didn't grab that, right? And you don't think to go, hey man, what's this noise that happens when I open a can of soda pop, man? What is that noise from? And somebody obviously told you that was gas escaping the can. Did you wonder why the gas escaped the can? Some of us did. And we asked and we got great answers because pressure wants to equalize. Oh, right. Okay. And maybe some parents will have the knowledge to go ahead and say, yeah, that's one of the reasons we have weather, is because we get two different pressures systems that meet each other and they try to equalize. You can think of it as fighting with one another, but the end result or goal of both is neutrality, or equalization. And it's that simple. You can teach your children in using examples, and it doesn't have to rely on, oh, just trust me, bro, because we have some guy in another place that a long time ago that you never heard of did such and such. Oh, okay, well, that's good enough for me. Pass the test. I want to go outside and play. Sean sent a troll. Isn't that cute? Yeah, they don't do too well over here. I don't care about them. I don't care about them. If you are one of Sean's people, you need to pony up some money so you can at least afford a little lady Bic or something to run across the bridge of his nose there. That fucking shit. Did you see that, man? Holy cow, man. It's like JoJo the dog-faced boy. I mean, it's like, I feel bad for someone. I've never saw that before in my life. I don't know what that is. Anyway, making some grub, but still here, Ryan. Cool as beans, man. Yeah. How the masses were. Oh, yeah. This was pretty good. I showed this the other night, but I don't know how many people saw. This is being called Russian propaganda, but it might be. But it doesn't make it any less true. This is apparently some Russian people getting ready to go to the United States. This is kind of funny.
Как я давно хотел это сделать.
В Америку летите?
Да, переезжаем.
Америка самая свободная страна. Страна возможностей.
А вы с мужем летите?
Да, мы вместе. Он сейчас подойдет. А вот и мой муж. Знакомьтесь.
Эмили.
Простите, мистер. Пассажиры позади вас вегетарианцы. Им неприятно, что при них употребляют мясо.
Мы же их не заставляем это.
Простите, но в США принято придерживаться принципа демократии. Позвольте, я это заберу.
Парень, тут очередь в туалет.
What do you want?
В очередь ставь в туалет.
I want to go to the toilet.
Простите, мистер, что случилось?
Да вот парень без очереди лезет тут.
И что?
Oh, you son.
Вы не хотите его пропустить?
Я?
Конечно, конечно. Его надо пропустить. Мы подождем.
Его народ долгие годы терпел притеснение белых. Мы перед всеми афроамериканцами в долгу. Простите нас, сэр.
Прошу вас. Вы не могли бы пересесть в носовую часть самолета?
В смысле, я один?
Нет, вы все трое.
Зачем?
Там сзади пара, они child-free. Дело в том, что ваш сын попадает в поле их зрения, и это вызывает у них дискомфорт.
Come on, you stupid fucking thing.
Прости, матушка Россия! Мы возвращаемся!
They're gonna jump off the fucking plane. Who would screw up right at the end, of course. But yeah, I mean, they're all gonna just jump out of the plane. Yeah, it's kind of not much of an exaggeration, though. I mean, they did make it is a parody. We are all deliberate. Let's just say, Vlad, he says the populations of the world could be better. We are all deliberately and unnecessarily made to crawl purely for the entertainment of the malevolent entities. Your complicity is required and appreciated. That is pretty much it. That is pretty much it. You know, this is why you're treated as something less. You see, and we play right along with it because we revere these people. We don't look at them as a fellow man or woman. We look at them as having a lofty position above you. And that's a dangerous way to start thinking of anybody. It really is. Because, you know, at the end of the day, we're all the same. I mean, it doesn't matter. You know, no, not one of us is better than any of the others. Okay, initially, we can make ourselves into terrible people, or we can make ourselves into benevolent people. It's your choice. There's where free will comes in. Yeah, there are more photos of Santa than there are of the Earth. I agree 100%. You know, and the thing too is this idea that they got you. They just float it by you. Light travels forever because it has a speed and like it's an object. I don't believe it is. But through that, they tell you these stars are billions and trillions of miles away and shit. Never once take into account the inverse square law of light at all. And when you figure what the intensity of that light would be at its source, it's ridiculous. It really is. It's plain to see that the stars are close. You know, I mean, this is a good. Yeah, it radiates. Yeah, no real evidence exists for the speed of light. I like this. This guy James Hawk. Let me put this up. There's Jeebus Crisp. What's happening, brother? You're muted.
Hang on.
Rookie.
Yeah. That was super quick.
Yeah, man. Did you get a new computer?
No, I'm on a phone.
Oh.
I was going to say, they should probably ask these dudes how free the Americans think that we are over here.
Oh, my God. Yeah. You know, and it's, well, I'm sure that they know that we have a game running on us, just like we know they have a game running on them.
Yeah.
Okay. The only difference is people over here know that they're getting a game running on them over there, but they're not aware that there's a game being run on them here. Most people don't realize that they're having the exact same thing. And boy, during the Cold War too, we were like, you know, that those damn Russians, they send their kids off to indoctrination school. They indoctrinate them in school, you know, and when they're just little kids, and they teach them to be communists, you know, and it's all this other shit, you know, and their media is completely controlled by their government, and blah 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 blah. And here I look back and I'm like, you know, we're exactly the same. We're doing the same thing, but only just with a different menu. Or is it? You know? Why do you say is not talked about as much? I don't know. I'd like to know more about that myself. I think the North Pole is extremely important. I was thinking about that the other day. It's extremely important. I think that if they focus you on looking south, you won't think about looking north. Just like that forget all about Admiral Byrd. Don't worry about that. We just created NASA and we're going to go up in the air now. We're going to go into space. So, you know, we're going to totally overshadow Admiral Byrd's work and any shit going on in Antarctica. It's always distraction. That's all. Every time.
Pretty much.
But this is kind of good with this guy, and I'll show you the little drawing that goes with it. Well, here I can do this now. Hang on. So he says the stars are close. The corrupt astronomers, Jesuits of the Vatican, we went over that the other night, have taught that the stars are light years distant, implying that light has a speed and travels. These are false, unscientific concepts. No real evidence exists for a speed of light. It radiates or emanates instantly. It does not travel. Light does not penetrate long distances. In known physics, light falls off from intensity by the well-known inverse square law. Photographers know this very well. To believe otherwise requires quasi-religious faith in special space physics. And there's, you know, we've got 1,000 lumens here at the very first, and by the time we get to I forget what, I can't see what these are in. I think they're in feet. Yeah. So at 1 foot, you got 1,000 lumens, and by the time you get to 12 feet, it's 7.8 because of the spread. It all depends on the energy that's involved with the light itself. It's not just going to keep traveling forever and ever and ever. I mean, you mean to tell me somebody on some extraterrestrial on another planet got hit by my high beams from me going up a mountain or something? I mean, come on. You'd have to actually believe that to entertain that nonsense. Is that Sarah back there?
It was. I don't think she knew I was recording her, but she's working on this, I don't know, like plaster art thing. I'm kind of curious to see what she's going to do here, but it looks pretty neat. So it looks heavy.
It's going to be, you know how they used to emboss letters with they'd melt wax and then drop the thing on top of it? similar to that, but with the joint compound.
Yeah, she's gonna do a joint compound Mandela.
It's like a 3D.
Hold up a second. Naikas, are you telling me the Lisa that I banned from here has now taken on to going over to Sean Hawkins's stream? Come on, say it ain't so. Come on. Come on. Let me see.
Oh, you banned Lisa again?
Yeah, I just had enough of her. She's really
Well. I noticed something about her.
Yeah, she is.
She usually, if she doesn't like someone or just disagrees with them, she disagrees with them on everything. And she tends to go to other channels that are like-minded in her disagreement. So like she not only just dislikes you, she campaigns with other people against you.
I wish her well. I wish her well. I really do. I wish her well. Oh, cool. Speaking on the eclipse, we're going to be going to Ohio for the eclipse in April. And we're going to try to swing by and see you guys. Hey, Joe Cool, what's happening, bud?
So Sarah was thinking about going up north a couple hours up the road to see that too, because apparently we're not going to be able to see it from here.
Right. It's not going to be southern. It's not going to be in southern Ohio. I'm trying to remember what the name of the places we're going. I'll let you know. I think unless Leanne's told you already.
No. Like Canton would be a good place probably.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. She's already got the hotel booked and everything. So
she's real
good. So that ought to be pretty cool.
Well,
but yeah, we'll definitely let you know. We can meet up. That would be awesome, man.
I was gonna say you could swing by and swoop us up on the way up there.
Yeah. Let me see how that works out. I'll check into how that route's going to be and everything tomorrow. We'll look into that.
Yeah, Sarah would love that.
Yeah, I banned Lisa, Logan. There's only look, she doesn't offer anything up in the chat at all. She's just argues with everybody. She's not here for anything other than to be a disruption. So I got sick of her, after over a year of dealing with her stupidness. I just got tired of it, and I don't have to have it. In fact, I don't have to have any trolls here, but they're fun because I let them hang themselves usually, and they will. And just like MCTOON. MCTOON just hung himself, and it was, he did that all on his own. He did that all on his own. And it serves him right. Karma. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Jehovah's Daughter, you're right. She became contrary and, to everything. It didn't matter what it was. She'd say the opposite. It was something different, no matter what you said.
Contrary and condescending.
Yeah.
She agrees with you. It's just real condescending. Like you can almost hear it by reading her messages and stuff.
Mm-hmm. So I don't need that, So go over to MCTOON's or go over to Sean. She's over there with, let's see how many he got over there right now. He's got 6 people watching, so she's one of 6 people watching Sean Hawkins right now. I hope that goes well for her, So I'm going to be getting a hold of Professor Parks here. I talked to him in his chat. I was in his chat of his stream the other day. And we'll probably be doing one exclusively. I got to email him. We want to do one exclusively on Rumble. Concerning certain events that may or may not have happened in Europe during the 30s and 40s. And but definitely would like to talk to him about flat Earth. Absolutely. I think Lucky Haskins is going to be doing a debate with him after hockey season's over, I think he said, because it's kind of hard for Lucky. He's got his boy and is in a hockey league and he helps out with that. So go and get a wrench and come back. Who's over there? Oh yeah. Go. He just gives everybody a wrench. That's whatever. But yeah, I don't know if you know who Professor Parks PhD is. He's another one caught up in that education academic nonsense. I think it's possible to maybe free his mind, but we'll see. So I'm going to set up something to talk to him.
Warn anybody who just freely passes out wrenches on their channel that we had a moderator at one time block over 200 people from our channel, and we like I was watching my analytics and it just plummeted. And then once we figured out, because we're fairly new to the platform and how to work the studio and stuff like that, and when I finally figured out how to look at all my subscribers, you could see which ones were blocked and whatnot. And there was over 230 people were blocked.
Mm-hmm.
And they were all people that were constantly like supporting us and they were backing us up and stuff.
Flatzoid had that happen the other day. He had a rogue moderator, and he doesn't just give everybody wrenches, right? It was somebody that he trusted with a wrench. And next thing he knew, I was watching on my TV and I pulled up my phone so I could, comment. And I looked and my shit wasn't coming up on the TV. I was like, what? So I logged on to my other account through my backup channel and I went into his chat and I says, dude, I says, something's happened, and I'm a member on there. I says, what? Something's happened here. I'm blocked. And so he went in there and looked, and sure as hell, there was a bunch of people blocked. I was blocked, a whole bunch, Chicago Cubby Bear says Lisa is Sean's only fan. Maybe Sean has an OnlyFans page.
I was thinking the same fucking thing.
First thing that came to my mind when I saw that comment, I was like, oh, nasty. Don't want to.
Stoned minds think alike.
I don't want to go there, bro. Don't want to go. Did I see Hawkins' thumbnail? They have you a horrible person. She is there. Oh yeah, I don't care. I hope all 6 of those people rally together, and really go for it. Because it doesn't affect me. I don't care. We see.
Well, think about like the pot calling the kettle black here, because I know some horrible people. And in my experience with said horrible people, because I don't have enemies, we have everyone we know that we could say we actually know the person. We're really good friends. They scratch our back, we scratch theirs. They're not useless friends that just always ask us for things. They help us when we need help as well, right? But horrible people, they don't only dislike you, they will go far out of their way to get other people to dislike you, and then they will rally against you behind your back mostly. Usually it's the spreading of rumors and lies and stuff like that. I had a couple of those. Usually they're ex-girlfriends, but
fuck, I got a wrench over there.
They're acting like ex-girlfriends, dude.
They are. It's sad. It really is sad. And that's what I got to say is that there's definitely a childish demeanor.
So that would argue the point that maybe they loved you at one point, like more than you knew, and now they're just heartbroken to the point to where they want to camp against you. Right?
I'm dejected. I feel rejected. Sal's place, I didn't think it would bother you. It's just so mean and nasty. Yeah, I know. I take it in stride, man. I have this type of personality, Katie, that I just can give a shit, These people can say whatever the hell they want. I have to consider the source. All right. First off, you're clinically fucking insane. All right. That's the first thing I take into account, because if you've been exposed to this information for as long as these jackasses have, and you haven't picked up on it, and you keep asking the same fucking bullet point questions that get answered the same way over and over and over and over, okay, then there's something wrong with you. There's something wrong with your mind. You're definitely not critically thinking about things. You're definitely not looking at the world through real eyes. You're looking through it through the hopeful eyes of a child, which is not really the best way to figure shit out. That's all.
Hey, Dave,
111 palindrome.
says anything, man, I disagree with you on a lot of stuff, but I just don't ever tell you about it because I don't see the point in it. Like, I don't come on your channel to find things I don't like. You know, when I go to someone's YouTube channel, it's typically to find something that entertains me that I do like, something I can relate to. If it's something I don't relate to, that's just something that comes with the territory. I mean, you got to pick what you like out of it. And if you don't like something, either fucking get with it or get lost, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Hey, Iron Horse, good to see you, my man. Up
I still
earlier.
go on Tilly's channel sometimes just to see what he's talking about, just see what fucking stupid cops are doing or whatever. Like,
I got to a point where I can't even stand that guy's voice.
It's bad. It really is.
I really did. I got to
tell him what I do, Sarah. Hey, listen, here's what I'll be sitting there watching it, and then he'll get on he'll pause it, and I'll be like, motherfucker, just shut up and play the video. I get mad. It really does piss me off. Not many things can piss me off to that, but his voice, it really does piss me off. It's hard. Like I said, pick the stuff you like, leave the rest behind.
Jake says, I just went over to that Sean Hawkins channel to look. That cat does not look healthy at all. No, listen, how can you be when you're continuously angry, upset, and in fear? It plays on your health, man. It really does. You'll find that angry people, scared people are, well, they're both the same. Anger is just another expression of fear. But you find that they are often not very healthy, always having illnesses and aches and pains and problems and shit like that because they're just harboring so much negative energy that it's
message.
Yeah, it's terrible. So I don't envy them. I mean, it's like I'd like to see them free themselves from this mental tyranny that they seem to be stuck into. But hey, we can't all. We're not all going, man. That's all I got to say about that. We're not all going, you know. I'm doing what I can. I'm going to hold on to the truth. And despite these fucking guys, whatever they say, I don't even care, you know. And here's what you most often run into, because I've lost some patience. I have, but this is it right here. Anti-flat earthers doing their research. There it is. That's them. And I'm sorry. I'm not painting all globers that way. That is your typical Craig. That is your typical. No, let me take that back. This guy right here that I just showed. That's the ones that want to come on and right out the gate say something stupid. That they don't know anything about their own model whatsoever, other than just a few bullet points. But when you pin them down into it, they don't know shit. They might as well be talking about football statistics. They don't know.
I think what they're really mad about, Sovereign, and this is, and I've by experience, I can say this. It doesn't make me mad, but it has happened. I've disagreed with you on something before. Don't even remember what it was. But then you put it in a perspective to where I lightweight started to lean towards agreeing with you on it. And some people don't like it when you do that. It's like those people that can't stand to lose a hand at poker just because the person they lost to is somebody they can't stand to look at, or that type of thing. It's because you're starting to convince them that they're wrong, and they're gonna put this wall up and hate you for that, right? So yeah.
Well, the pride starts to get in the way, especially if they blowed their mouth off. They're too afraid to say, "Oh man, I was wrong," because they've just went, oh, ha, you're a fucking retard, blah blah blah. But there comes a time that you end up having to swallow that pride and go, "Wow, I was wrong. Holy shit, was I wrong?" Right? And ignoring it doesn't make you any less wrong. Believing that you're right doesn't make you any less wrong. You see? So this is where I get into it with this whole thing. It's sort of like, you've been exposed to this and you still believe this unscientifically, this actually scientifically impossible ball, whipping through a void at phenomenal speeds. You've not really thought things out. Oh, look at that fire from the re-entry because the spaceship is going so fast. How come the fucking thing ain't heating up and burning on its way out? It's going fast then too, isn't it?
I'll tell you something that we did see one night. So we stargaze a lot, and we're avid sky watchers. I've showed you thousands of pictures, right, of the sky we take. And one night we were watching these things. Sarah calls them movers. They look like stars. Sometimes they're like a reddish color, sometimes they're a bluish color, but they're really far out, whatever they are. And they move at a steady pace. Now, I thought these were satellites at first, but correct me if I'm wrong. Satellites can't change directions, correct? Like they don't do like L-shaped maneuvers and start going
No.
Okay, so change
nothing does. Nothing. No aircraft that I know of does any kind of an L type of maneuver like that. And I know what you're talking about. I've seen this before. And I'm like, what the fuck are we
I'm like, dude, there's traffic up there, way up there. But is it space? Maybe, whatever. Maybe it's beyond us, and it is out there. Whatever's out there. But we saw this thing change directions, and then it started moving the opposite direction, and then it turned like a streak, like a red streak, like you would see if a meteor, came across or whatever. And I took that as, it's leaving, it's going outward. But then again, maybe it was just skimming the rim there. Maybe there's something there that. No, pause.
Fight the fat shirt. I call it fight the fat ass Celtic hammer.
But yeah, the flat earth thing, what people don't realize is that with a lot of people that subscribe to the flat earth ideal are only saying flat earth, right? Because they know it's not this other thing. I don't necessarily believe that, we're on this flat disc shaped fucking thing, right? But I do think that we are on some sort of a level plane somehow. I think that maybe there are other worlds, outside of ours somehow, but I think maybe it might go into like interdimensional stuff, like other dimensions and whatnot, because I've seen things materialize out of nowhere and then shoot off faster than you can blink. I've recorded it.
Iron Horse does not understand. I know. Well, really, actually, Iron Horse now, according to Einstein, from what I understand, it's not really going around anything. It's traveling in a straight line, and the space time is bending it. But we're not talking about just a steady curve. I'm talking about, like, I was out in Death Valley one time. I took some friends out there, and we went out and sat on this lake playa. It's a dry lake bed. And we were sitting there looking up, and you can see every star. And all of a sudden, I seen this star just go, pew, like that. And I'm like, what the fuck? And then all of a sudden, it just went, doop, over here. And I'm like, what in the hell is going on? And we sat there and watched this thing probably for 30, 40 minutes before we just got bored of watching it. Still wondering what in the hell flies like that it can just move at right angles and just zip and stop, just come to a dead stop from a massive speed, obviously, to a dead stop, like in no time, just shoot, right there. And we sat there and watched it. I have no idea what that is. God knows what they've got up there. They or who, I don't know. But there again, when we're looking at that stuff, I think it's a piss poor way to determine where you're standing. Looking up is really a bad way to do that. I mean, it'd be like looking behind you before you cross a street rather than looking both ways. You know what I'm saying?
Did you ever watch the?
Let me look behind me.
Did you ever watch the video, Dave, of the with they had like the X-Files theme on it? It was like a short that I posted for like I don't know, what, about 6 months or more. Sarah would sit at the bedroom window and just watch these things materialize.
You can tell me about that. Yeah.
Move around and do weird shit. I caught one of them on film, literally darting off so fast that you can see which direction it's going, but you can't see where it went or how. Like it just gone. And I was lucky enough to catch that on camera because these things hardly ever show up well on our camera. They were getting really close for a while there. They were coming. They were like floating right over the Ohio River, and we live a stone's throw away from the river. Like
a bird that hit a pocket of gravity, Ryan said. So it was a bird. Yeah, that makes sense. It sounds good. We'll go with that. How you doing tonight, Anson? You're muted, brother.
Yeah, I'm
There
doing
you
well,
go.
thank you. Great.
Cool.
Yeah.
Did you I went over to MCTOON's after he rage quit off of the modern day debate, because apparently Ross was going to talk to him on there, but the other guy, Globy McGoldface, but I was like, no, they're playing the old game of Ross has audio issues, and you already know it was MCTOON fucking with the audio to make it look like he's having audio issues and shit. That's his game every time. But what'd you think of that exchange, that response that led up to that rage quit? I mean,
yeah, well, it's like you say, man, they're emotionally unstable people because for whatever other reason, not living in like the truth and being in this constant state of the wrong motivations for doing things and not living on that kind of, not being able to have that discussion, wanting to send it down every avenue, but because they've been there and they know that they haven't got a leg to stand on when it comes to the science. So,
yeah.
And like you say, you live by the sword, you die by the sword. These guys want to go out there and start picking on the personal level. It's gonna happen to you. It's like you threw the first stone kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that's it, man. Like, you gotta.
Well, do you think he did that so that he could get out of the debate on modern day debate and carry it over to his own
Very
stream?
likely, yeah. Oh, absolutely, because it's all these tactics, and the thing is, like, they can't have the same passion for the subject. So the way they see it, I think, is just get through the session, get through the day, get your paycheck, do the performance for the masses that just love to follow these guys and be told what to think, and it's job done, And that they don't care about the quality of the interaction. To be honest though, I don't. The thing is, I said it myself. They started it, but it's only fair, isn't it?
I don't know, man. I think that he really fucked himself pretty hard by just the content of what he was. If he was doing that to get out of the debate, he could have found something that wouldn't have tarnished him so hardly. Because now people on Twitter are like, whoa, he wasn't even accused and it wasn't even his video.
Yeah,
he lost his fucking mind, man.
Yeah, I mean, I say that's the thing. Normally, the way he did actually say, like, use the words Pizzagate, and kind of it was insinuative, like he was insinuating stuff. But then again, these guys have already gone down the personal road, and if he had nothing to hide, he could have turned that on him. He could have just or gone over it and continued with in a calm way. But he was triggered, wasn't he?
Yeah, well, the thing is, too, and it wasn't even MCTOON's video that he was referring to. He was referring to a video that one of those other guys had sent him from someone else, a small channel that did a video on rainbows.
Yeah,
and on the very thumb of it would appear like this kid is like shackled to this pole or something, but if you look close, he's not. It's the kid is, I guess he was helping in the experiment to turn on the water to make the rainbow or whatever. But anyway, yeah, I think probably an off-color comment. It was made backstage. The show hadn't aired, wasn't airing yet. It was in their little pre-show where they're getting all their equipment set up, make sure everybody's able to come on and everything like that. And he said that. He says, yeah, I got that video. And, I don't know what was with that kid. And it's obvious he didn't watch the video, because when I first saw it too, I said, wow, that does look like a kid chained up. But then you see what it actually is, right? And there's nothing nefarious about it. But the thing was, he said, man, I don't know. It kind of looked like some Pizzagate shit to me. And that's all it took.
Yeah.
And it's like, he accused me of, and it's like, no, he didn't. He's talking about a video from someone else. No one accused you of anything, but you're acting as though they did. In fact, in a way more over the top way than you should if you were accused. I mean, wow. I mean, that just kind of blew me out of the water. And I don't know, it just kind of.
And that's the thing as well, is like on this, like on the emotional level, on the sort of how you express yourself, it's harder to kind of to keep things inside. And this is how these, you know, people do it. I'm not saying there's anything going on there, but this is how things are often exposed. You know, people can't help showing their true nature.
Mm-hmm.
You know, however clever they are, however, you know, where they are with words, it always sort of, you know, materializes. And sometimes it's just something to trigger that or whatever, you know. And it's not necessarily about that. It's just about him, like, being an emotionally unstable person. And like, why is someone like that out there, like, doing these like scientific debates, you know?
Mm-hmm.
He's not even a man for the job. It's just a clown show, basically. That's what it is.
Yeah, and I have to wonder, you know, why, you know,
yeah, they'll pay, man. They're paid.
Yeah.
And like, probably, you know, well, probably, why not? It makes sense. If I was a government, I'd want to pay people to go and debate flat earthers, and I'd pay them loads of money. It's a big problem for them, you know. Why not? You know, they've got infinite money.
You mean you'd pay them my money?
Yeah, your tax money. Yeah.
Yeah. It's because the government don't have anything.
Not their money. No.
From the government was stolen from someone else.
No, they'll take your energy and they'll give it to like to against you, basically.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so I couldn't figure. I was like, well, if it was he's trying to get it over onto his platform or get out of this debate, I think you could have found a better way to do that than to that has not helped him. The reactions on Twitter and the other social medias that I'm seeing are not favorable in his direction at all. Everybody, even people that aren't even familiar with him, were going, holy shit, that guy why did he react like that? What the hell's wrong with him? You know? And many people quoting what I've said, methinks the lady doth protest too much. That's usually, I don't know, man. I'm not saying that he's guilty of anything or anything else like that, but you sure as hell made yourself look really guilty. You know, and it's not helping. But we're seeing these people are getting exposed. Their shit is falling. I don't feel bad for MCTOON at all for any of this, any heat he's getting over that at all, just because of karma. He's a reprehensible piece of shit. And I think this is great.
That's the thing.
He does. Go ahead.
Yeah, you only have to watch like 10 minutes of them, so, you know, saying some horrible stuff, you know, from their side and like what they were capable of, you know. And imagine if they then get the upper hand, if you just like don't say anything and just be all humble and they get the upper hand, they're going to walk all over you in the most horrible way, because they have, you know, they're not going to be nice about it.
No,
you know, about any issue, won't be like show any mercy whatsoever.
And they're the first ones to pull the "oh, how dare you" card. You know, it's like, oh my God, I can't believe you would do something like that. You would go that low. Coming from a guy who has an entire web page devoted to besmirching all flat earthers, showing criminal records, showing personal details, all kinds of fucked up bullshit, right? That's okay, right? That's okay. But then when your reputation gets called out on the line, it's a different story altogether, isn't it? See, I think it's poetic justice. 100%. Now, am I saying we should attack the character of these people? No, they do that on their own. Do I point out their oddness? Oh, absolutely, 100%. Because I haven't met one of these motherfuckers that ain't quirky or in shit. They have some kind of a mental disorder. You got that Bob the science guy who thinks that he's like the be all and end all of physics or something. I alone proved that the earth rotates, he said. I'm like, fuck off. You know, I mean,
no, from the beginning, since I've been into it, they are actually getting better, because it's just sort of going against them a little bit, but they've been obnoxious and aggressive in their approach right from the beginning. And that was, you know, that's what I noticed, you know, like you say, steering away from the science and keeping that vibe, you know, and that's how they get their audiences as well. You know, it's like they taught you at school, you almost intimidate people with this sort of sense of authority into believing what you're telling them. You're not working with them. It's just this voice. That's what you get with these guys. It's this persona and this voice that's like, you know, this is the way it is and blah, blah, blah. And it's not being real, basically.
He opened a big crack up into his head when he, right there on that, he said, he does not get to appear on a stream with me. What do you mean get to appear on a stream with you? What do you mean? Like it's a privilege, or it's, you know, it's a privilege for someone to show up on a stream with MCTOON because he's what, great or something? What the fuck is that?
Yeah, it's like the subliminal. It's for his audience. Like he actually knows these guys will have an audience that, or some of them will be like. Then that's what they want, to treat them like they know everything. So it's like their platform's like their little kingdom, isn't it? And then obviously they get as many views, whatever they want, because they get, you know, they're with YouTube, aren't they? With the rest of them, they don't have to try as hard in that respect. They'll always get the support they need. There's that give them a bit of confidence, you know.
Dave, you've got a couple of them too, man. You know, it happens.
A couple of what?
They're called followers. Just people that, you know, they're going to agree with. Sometimes even, you know, they're just going to cling to whatever you say. They don't think for themselves. Some people, and I'm not saying everybody. I'm just saying there are a few people out there. I've encountered them that they will agree with everything I say, just for the sake of appeasing me and keeping their wrench or whatever it is that, you know, their agenda is. Sometimes self-promotion. They want to subscribe to my channel, you know, stuff like that.
So Iron Horse, I'm curious, who was it? You talked to Nick on TikTok? Is that what you're saying? You talked to Nick, has downgraded himself to TikTok now? Is that nobody will entertain him on YouTube anymore? So that's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. But yeah, you got to be careful, man. Don't get into a cult of personality, you know. That's dangerous, man, because then you're not paying attention to what's going on. You're only focused on the personality. People did that with Trump. People do that with Chile. You know,
that shit with Trump. Yeah, dude, that's a perfect example. And there's that other guy too, but we don't say his name because he's like Beetlejuice and he'll just show up. And that's a bad one too. And the Owen guy, right?
Oh my God.
I went back. I actually watched a few of his videos after Brian did the little thing with him. I'd seen a couple of them before because I'd seen the people with the bear names, and I think it was Renee Bernays that told me about the little cult of bear people.
Yeah.
Now, some of them aren't actually with the whole, you know, they really say the word bear in their name because it has some other significant meaning. But it's crazy. There's literally a cult there, and
it is.
They will.
We showed that. We showed that, Jeebus, when I said something about Owen, and the next thing you know, here comes one Rasta Bear, who is a cult member in a cult of personality, and he found it necessary. He felt butthurt because his cult leader had been spoken of negatively.
I don't know the Rasta Bear guy, but I did see something on another channel where literally as soon as you shut him down when he was doing his thing, because I saw how he was kind of trying to disrupt your stream, and he tries to you know, steer people away from the subject matter and things like that, and it's all about him. It's all about this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
And he went straight to another channel and nothing but bad things to say about you, dude. And I was like, wait a minute, this guy just yesterday was like his buddy talking nice to him, and you know, no offense this, and with all due respect that, and now it's just like Dave always does these reaction videos to these debate videos. I'm like, no, he don't. I've only seen him do that a couple times.
I'll do them because they're. I'll tell you what, when we do that, you know, and it's a good debate. It offers talking points. Okay. Because here's the thing that's on the table. Here's what they're discussing. All right. So here's something that the flat earther brings up. Okay. I'll expand on it. And then the Glober brings up his response to it. I dissect it, you know? And that's the thing, because those are all subjects that we all talk about. And if I can break those down even further for people to get a better understanding of, that's the purpose of it. And who cares if I do? The thing
Well,
is, he's
reaction
butthurt.
videos are where it's at right now. I mean, I've seen
Right.
channels pop up out of nowhere,
Yeah.
and a week having a channel, they're already got like 10,000 subscribers, and they're doing nothing but reaction to TikTok conspiracy videos. You know what channels up? These channels just come up. I mean, it's crazy, and they all have the same titles for their videos, like "This will change your reality" or "This will blow your mind." It's like, wait a minute, this is what people want to see, right? They want to be able to relate to the person that's reacting and say, "Yep, I was thinking the same thing," right? Only you don't have a YouTube channel, so how can everybody know that? That's but it's more of the spinning the narrative, right? This guy went and spun this narrative about you that was like, this is him, and this chick didn't even know who you were, and he was like, this is this guy, he does this thing all the time, and blah blah blah. And I was thinking, he just made this chick think what he wanted her to think. He doesn't really think that. That's what we were talking about earlier, about the horrible people that call people horrible people. It's like haters hate being called haters, right? They hate it, and that's why they're haters.
Well, it's amazing to me that how a term like that, like hater, in my day, it's nonsense. Who cares, right? But now they've turned it into something that people will actually fight over. You called me a hater, and it's like, well, so what? Well, that's fighting shit, and it's like, no, it isn't. Are you indeed a hater? Well, no, then don't worry about it. What the fuck? Why are you giving that person power over you? And that's exactly what you do. If you accept what people say about you, then you've given them power.
It's crazy because they've literally created laws around that because of that. Now they have this law called like fighting words. It's it can be considered a direct threat if you say something that directly makes the person think that he's going to have to get physical with you, right?
Right.
I see a lot of auditors use that when people say,
and then it's abused. And then it's abused. That's the first thing that happens. Same thing with hate speech. The first thing, hey, that's a good idea. We won't have people saying hateful shit. Well, who gets to determine what's the hateful shit?
So hate, that's another one, right? So just because a person's gay and dresses like a chick or whatever, he can go pick a fight with a guy. If he gets his ass whooped, he can go get the guy arrested for hate crime. He beat me up because I'm gay, right?
Yeah, right.
No,
right,
dude. He swung a punch at me. It's like,
Iron Horse, what do you now you're talking about PhD Tony? I would love to do one with PhD Tony. I think that I could cause him to embolize. I was seeing he was coming close to a coronary when he was talking in that last debate that I reviewed. I forget who was all in that, but I think, was that Whitsitt? Was Whitsitt on that with him? Can't remember. I've watched so many of these things, and it's so funny because he was sitting there and it was painful. He was like, oh, this goes against my programming. Stop, and I'm like, dude, relax, just relax. You can look at the menu. You don't have to eat. All right. Just take it into consideration, listen to what's being told you instead of trying to think of what you're going to say. Respond organically.
It gets to this point where you almost sort of feel sorry for people that don't want to give up, the globe. You just want to, just like you're going through all this like unnecessarily when you could just be, accept the truth and move on. It's this stuck in the mud mentality, and like you say, it extends right through your mind then, and like who the person you become. It's a bigger thing than just the it is, yeah.
When you've gotten there is when the person you're talking to, they've accepted your valid points, like water, we never see it wrapping around anything. We've already dispelled your air versus gravity thing, and then what they do is they start playing the well what if game. What if, so that it can be anything other, if there's some other magical reason they can come up with that the earth must be a globe. What if it's this? Then they start making up shit.
Hey, Dave.
Yo.
What if earthworms carried hand grenades? Scarecrows
Right.
would be out of a job, wouldn't they?
There you go, man. If a frog had wings, he wouldn't bump his ass every time he jumped, but they don't. So
man, that was actually that's one game I did actually enjoy playing sometimes. I never into computer games, Earthworm Jim on the PC.
Dude, I loved Earthworm Jim. I loved it.
Yeah. It's really difficult as well. It takes a lot of skill, man.
That's kind of a new one for me. I don't believe I've ever heard of it.
It's
an earthworm in a spacesuit that uses
God.
his spacesuit hands to pull his body out of his spacesuit and whip people with it, with himself. It's pretty fun.
Okay. I know they have to make sure they got that space listed in there, though. You know, keep that.
Oh, he's really but he's not. He's never in space. I don't know. Yeah, he is. Yeah, there's like
it's literally from the mid-90s, isn't it? Yeah, the original one.
Sega Genesis.
Yeah. That's worth it. It's cool, man.
Oh, was this? Oh, Bob the Science Guy rebutted and decimated. Caleb, I got that. What was you gonna say?
Oh, if was a spliff, we all be high as hell right now.
Oh my God, yeah. And this is the thing you run into. I mean, what was it? Was it Brenda that said, well, in science we guess, and they're getting better at guessing. And I was like, what? So they pull shit out of their ass. And she said, yeah. But they're getting better at it. And I was like, so they pull shit. They're getting better at pulling nonsense out of their ass. Wow. Come on, man. Did you really just say that? Like science is guessing? No, it's not, man. It's just like, I guess that it's magical unicorns with invisible ropes that pull things toward something. Or well, that's a good guess, but do you have any basis for it? Well, yes. I predicted that this thing would move, and if it moves, that means that magic unicorns are doing it. Oh, okay. Well, there you go. That's science, all right. Jesus Christ, man. Come on, y'all. I don't know where they get this. But this is another guy, too, this Bob the Science Guy, if you want to just get an idea. I believe he's from around this part of Michigan, in this area right here. I mean, I'm not trying to dox the guy, but I'm a fellow Michiganian. I'm from there originally, that same area. My bet is that he is an academic, and there are a number of universities in that area, including Wayne State in Detroit. So I don't know what his credibility is, but I know that it's got to be quite humbling for him to have somebody like Caleb, a very young guy, coming out of the gate and completely destroying what he's believed his entire life. And with his age, I think that he's firmly cemented into it. I really do. And this was Caleb doing that. And I'm going to hit this bong here real quick.
If you guys have been missing my live streams over here.
Wait, I'm going to do something here real quick. There we go.
If you guys have been missing my live streams over here on TikTok, what are you doing? You have been missing out on some seriously good content. On one of my last days off, I had this guy with the world record for the largest forehead in the entire world, Bob the Science Guy, joined my live, literally made the dumbest arguments I've ever heard in the entire world to prove the Earth's a ball. And he's got his entire following coming into my comment section. Bob sunned you. Bob owns this guy. He destroyed him in a debate. Today, we're going to show how none of that happened, and all that Bob did was show his incredulity for understanding arguments and his lack of living in reality, I think. So let's go over his first argument.
Well, let's see. Water's level, right? Yep. Great. So if I have something a certain distance above water on one side of a lake and the same distance above water on the other side of the lake, they both line up on an auto level, wouldn't they? What?
I don't know if this is a tactic that Bob employs when he debates and he just tries to make like really dumb arguments to just confuse people. But as you can see, I'm visually confused by how stupid the argument is. If the auto level is at a 5 or 6 foot observer height, so you don't have to bend over to look at it, and you make it plumb, meaning plumb to the surface of the earth, of course it's not going to be staring directly at the shoreline of the water across the lake. It's going to be a little bit above it. He's necessitating that that little bit of distance in arc length above the shoreline on the other side of the lake proves the earth is curved. This dude's nuts. Let's keep going.
Let's look at optical measurements. How about Eratosthenes and Alberuni? All right, let's do another measurement, and that is use the odometer on your car to measure the distance between 2 points on the Earth. You will find that that matches a great circle point, and you can calculate or great circle distance.
Stop. Bob here said, pick 2 points. Let's pick California and New York. You drive from point A being California to point B being New York, and you accumulate miles on an odometer reading, which is just numbers. He's saying those numbers match a great circle path, great circle route, a geodesic. How does a number match a geodesic, Bob? What is this dude smoking crack? Seriously.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that when I went, from here to California, I first went south, and then I picked up an interstate that went east and west. Yeah, I-40. And that one pretty much took me west, and it kind of curved around some obstacles here and there. And, I didn't see any great circle route or anything else like that. In fact, I got to thinking with the curves and hills and shit that I'm going over, I'm actually going more miles than it is linear distance, because I'm going up and down some hills and shit like that and around curves and everything. I'm not taking the straight route. It's not an absolute 100% straight route. And it certainly isn't a great circle either.
Seriously, people are really stupid and they think this is a good argument. Looking at a number on an odometer, accumulating miles with tire rotations means you're driving over a curved surface if you look at that number. Dude, that's got to be in my top 5 dumbest arguments. Seriously, I might go over the top 3 that I have. That's number 4 right now. Actually, that might move up to like number 2. Seriously, that is the dumbest thing I've ever heard debating. And I've been debating for 3 years. Looking at odometer, and it means you drive the great circle route. Bob's got to be joking. He's probably a seeker.
What if you've got the car on a dynamo? That odometer is going to go up and you didn't go any fucking place. You just sat there running the back wheels, man.
Flat earther.
Do your eyes see in Euclidean or hyperbolic geometry, Bob? Euclidean. Holy shit. You genuinely think our eyes see in Euclidean geometry, Bob? Okay, Bob, tell me, what is this? Now, this is another classic technique. Even though I gave the correct answer, he's going to somehow imply that it was wrong and laughably wrong.
It was wrong, Bob. We don't see in 2D orthographic geometry at all. This is why we have depth perception, dude. This is why we have depth perception. This is why a lot of times in blueprints, not only will they have an orthographic projection, which will be usually standard layout as a top view, a side view, and an end view, but someone will construct an isometric view of the completed thing from like about 30 degrees or whatever, so that you can get a view of the top and the end and the profile all in one shot. Is it going to be, and you don't build from that. It just kind of gives you a 3D perspective as to what it is. And that's done not using Euclidean geometry. I'm sorry.
And then he's going to demonstrate what he thinks hyperbolic eyesight means. Let's see. You're going to have to walk that way. What is this, Bob? Does this look like Euclidean geometry or hyperbolic geometry? Euclidean? You think these lines are straight? Even though these lines are perfectly straight on this walkway, they're coming to a point. You think that's Euclidean. That's called perspective. Doesn't have to be hyperbolic geometry. Very simple, Bob. We're trying to explain to you that we see in hyperbolic.
If you listen closely there, he says, no, that's perspective. We're trying to deduce which geometry we see in perspective. This is the lack of being able to comprehend arguments that I was talking about earlier. Bob, in his 4-part series, uses a plate to demonstrate Euclidean geometry. And then he uses a bowl to demonstrate hyperbolic geometry. Oh, this is a demonstration of how we see. Does that look like a plate or a bowl? It's like we do see in hyperbolic geometry, actually. Hyperbolic representation of global structure of visual space. Most studies on visual perception assume a limited region in visual space to be Euclidean, and a series of alley experiments in which extensive configurations of stimulus points in a frameless space were dealt with. It was found that that a horizontal or slanted plane extending from the subject is best described by hyperbolic geometry. I see straight lines. What's going on? On the first thought, it would seem quite impossible for human beings to see whether a line it is straight or not. Our visual mechanism is apparently unsuited to the task. Consider what happens when we look at a straight line. Its image falls on the curved surface of the retina at the back of the eye. Bloomberg's theory of visual geodesics and binocular space perception? It's like this has been going on since like 19.
Yeah, I mean, we have an eyeball, not an eye plate. Okay. Your lens to your vision is a bowl. Okay. And it shines the image onto another bowl, the back of your eye, the retina. You know, so what this idea, and this is how they trick you when they say, see, you would never see a sunset on a flat earth. And then they show you 2D geometry from a third person perspective. Whereas if you took that geometry that they're trying to use and put it into this perspective drawing, that would mean that the sun is going up. Okay, that means that it would keep inclining in altitude, because we know that all straight lines going this way are going to go into the horizon. They're going to narrow down. They're not going to look parallel, even though they are. They will look like they converge at some point. And this is all due to that type of vision that we have. A camera doesn't fix that because the camera lens is also curved. Okay, it's a convex lens. And I don't care how they try to keep it to the minimum of distortion, but you're still going to get a moniker of distortion, probably imperceptible to the naked eye. But that's when MCTOON likes to take and scrunch the image up and say, look, see, now there's curvature. It's like, no, that's not curvature of the earth. That's curvature. That's distortion within the image itself. That's all. I mean, this is why we have instruments to measure level. This is why we use lasers to measure level. You know, I mean, I don't know where they get this. And then they had to get all crafty and start adding globe into the definition of level. But I've got a Webster's Unabridged Dictionary right here from 1975, 3 columns per page. And the word level takes up an entire column on the page for all the different contexts. And nowhere in there does it say anything about perpendicular to the center of the earth or curve of the earth or any other such nonsense. Nowhere in there. They added that recently. And this is what we have to be careful in this day and age with the Ministry of Information, the Ministry of Truth. They can change things at the flip of a button. But if you've got actual paper and ink, like actual dictionaries, actual law books, actual literature, then outside of the Mandela effect, that's more reliable because it's not at the mercy of someone just arbitrarily changing it. The only way it can change is supernaturally then, or if you physically erase it and change it yourself. So here we are in this day and age where it's, and I hate that term, but where we are looking at such technology as never before seen. We have the ability to fake all kinds of crazy shit. That's where the technology's at. And I have to say, if space can be faked, how do you know that it's not? Now we have to delve into the science of being able to even go to space. I mean, I showed a clip on here of the guy that played the character Howard on The Big Bang Theory. And it's a sitcom in the United States for anybody outside the country that doesn't know what it is. And it's these 3 nerds that live across the hall from this hot chick. Anyway, the one nerd, Howard, this guy, he invented something for NASA or whatever, but part of the plot of the show was he went up to the space station. And on the episode, you see him floating weightless, and he flips a pen in front of him and it floats around and twists and turns. And he's talking to his girlfriend back home on a computer. So he's got somehow internet connection or whatever, or through NASA, however they're doing it. And just like they actually do. So this is believable to that. But the only difference is, and you actually see some of the astronauts, actual real NASA, supposed astronauts, float by and interact with him in this zero-G environment, right? Float by and it looks like the ISS, everything, right? The set. So how do you know if that was real or not? Well, there was no NASA logo. And of course it was a laugh track. And we know that they didn't really send that actor up there to the ISS to film a couple episodes of The Big Bang Theory, right? Okay. So no, that wasn't real. But if I put a NASA logo on there and I took away the laugh track, I could absolutely sell it as real. So if space can be faked, how do you know that it's not? So we can't rely on video. We've caught them too many times, glitching, green screening, missing cues, the guy trying to grab the hat and put it on the shelf and he hadn't been handed it yet. We see that Hatfield dude gets a microphone stuck right into his neck. We saw another guy chasing a soccer ball and his head went through the hull of the ISS and then back down into the, I mean,
I watched a guy catch something that wasn't there.
Yes. Yes. This is
The guy had
yes.
something in his hand and he went to throw it at the other guy, and the other guy threw his hand up and caught it, but it wasn't there when he caught it. It's like 3 seconds late or something.
Now, wait a second. They do have a black astronaut. He's going to be the first one. I think he was, or already was, the first to do an actual EVA up there on the ISS. The only other one that I knew of was that guy that he supposedly burned up in the Challenger explosion. But outside
They all
of that, you're
hired
right.
him and say, damn shit, and that is whack.
Listen, I think that black guys got way more common sense than white folk, because you ain't gonna get me on one of the. He's like, fuck that, I'm not getting on that goddamn thing. You're gonna go on that and go up and no. You go ahead, I'll watch from down here. They got common sense, right? White boys are like, I'll do it. I'm fucking Buzz Lightyear. Let's go, you know. And that's another thing. I was just watching that series, The 100. I'm kind of engrossed in that. It's pretty good. Even though it deals with, you know, space and all that shit, right? But it's so inconsistent with all their space shit that they try to run. You know, you watch what they're doing on this thing and it's just like not making any sense whatsoever, you know. But they fake it pretty good. You know, it's good special effects. You could sell it as NASA footage, a lot of that shit. So yeah, you didn't know about this huge ARC station we have up there, but here it is. And you can really see through the programming, you know, especially the way and this one's got it all. It's got the fake space, and it's also they've been up there for 3 generations or some shit on this ARC because of a nuclear war. And the earth was uninhabitable. And it's been like 100 years. So they send some people down to see if it's okay. But there were survivors. And these survivors have to stay at Mount Weather, which is right here in Virginia. It's a deep underground military base run by the FEMA, right? And so this is where they're at in this thing. But if these people go outside, the radiation will kill them. The people that came from space, they're okay. They're genetically modified because they've been exposed to cosmic radiation. And I'm like, boy, are they really pushing some big dogs in this show. Radiation, nuclear war, huge space stations and shit, you know, the whole 9 yards. They're really pushing that at you hard. But it's a pretty good show. You get a chance to see it, I would recommend. Oh, and even this really blew me away, because what these people in Mount Weather are doing, they're taking people that are survivors from outside, capturing them, and then draining their blood for transfusions so that they can spend time outside of Mount Weather and shit. So they literally had kids in cages harvesting their blood in a deep underground military base on this show. And I was like, holy fuck, throw it right in your face. Why don't you? throw it right in our face. Holy cow. But supposedly it's fiction. But I'm thinking to myself, hold on, we're actually seeing them harvesting blood from kids in cages in a deep underground military base as part of the plot of this show. Holy shit.
It was Sovereign.
Jack Parsons in it. It's like a loosely based on Jack Parsons' life.
What is
it? There's a show that's out. I can't remember the name of it. I haven't tried to watch it yet.
Yeah.
I want to catch
I
it,
heard about that.
What were you delves into Eric's side of things, like how he was into the occult real hard and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think I saw a preview for that. It looked like it'd be kind of interesting. What was you going to say, Anson?
Oh, my bad.
What was it again?
It's a movie about Jack Parsons, and it kind of delves into his dabbling in the occult, which was anything but dabbling.
This is like a Hollywood film, is it?
Yeah, it's a show. I think it's like a series. But I had heard that way before the series came out. I'd heard from this channel I used to subscribe to called End Time Productions, right? And they talked about Washington D.C. and how it was built on occult, principles and stuff like that with the ancient Egyptian stuff and the what they call PowerPoints, like the obelisk, and is supposed to represent like the phallus of Osiris, and then the building is the womb of Isis. And where they do the inauguration in between the two, they believe that they're summoning like the Antichrist or something like that, or they're embodying the new president with the spirit of Osiris, right?
True God.
Trying to get this thing to work, right?
These people are out of their fucking head. Well, we only got like another minute left in this video. Let me finish this out, and then we can chat more on it real quick.
1913 or something. Lindbergh concluded that the metric for space of binocular perception may be formulated in terms of negative Riemannian curvature, the curvature being constant. That is to say, he maintained the position that binocular space is hyperbolic in the sense of geometry? What? Bob has destroyed nothing but his hairline. He's just shown that he cannot understand arguments, cannot follow conversations, and he can barely breathe during a debate. And guess what? Me and him, I'm scheduling a debate with this guy on Jeranism. Coming up on my next days off, we're going to be confirming a date. I'll be posting that date in my Telegram, which is in my link tree in my bio as well. And I'll probably make a post on X as well, posting when we will be debating, which I will be figuring out hopefully within the next couple hours if Bob replies. Look forward to that. It will be an absolute decimation of Bob. And I hope that all of you that are in my comment section saying that he won, I hope we all join. It's going to be brutal. Have a good time until then.
Wow. I'll look here in a minute and see if that's been scheduled yet.
Can you pause on that guy's face for just a second for me, Sav, please?
Who,
and then,
Bob?
Yeah. Yeah, please.
All right, hang on. I'll get you one better for you. I'll get one better for you.
For 2 seconds so I can wreck on him.
Yeah, it's hard to get him up like that. Let me remove that real quick. And let me see. I had him up here. Oh yeah, he even titled this that I'm a horrible person. Sean did. He's got 6 people watching. All right, so we want let me see, Bob, the science guy. Here we go. No. Let's go to his channel.
I'm waiting.
Oh my God.
Come up on my TV because I want to see it on the big monitor here.
All right, hang on. This is his page, right?
Just before let me do it.
Let me
Let me see. Hang on. They're gonna make me do a commercial, of course. No.
You can just
102.
zoom on that thumbnail right there. That'd be perfect.
Hang on one sec. I think he's good screening. I'll bring it up. There we go. All right. So there you go.
Harry and the Hendersons. John Lithgow.
I can
Nigga,
see that.
Head, you got a 5 head. When you salute, you go like this. Yes, sir.
John Lithgow. Like what? I wasn't looking. What'd you do when you did that? Yes, sir. Oh, yeah, yes.
He don't have dreams. He has movies.
No shit. No shit. Oh,
Never
come on. Be nice.
a hairline like mine.
Who's now I've been blocked by Chili. Wait a second. Who's
Uh-oh.
Okay, so I don't know what dinged. Was one of y'all's messenger ding? I thought it was mine, maybe. No, so
Cal was the guy that played Harry on the Hendersons, even though he was the dad too, but the Bigfoot looked similar to him because of the
yeah.
like the McDonald's commercials.
Bob chickened out on that debate. That was probably a wise move. That was, but somebody else said something about, did I see the SpaceX moon launch vid from last night? No, I haven't looked at that yet.
Mega.
I haven't.
He looks really smart.
Yeah, he's very condescending. And then he was very condescending. I saw that where he was talking to in Caleb's thing about, that we don't see in hyperbolic vision. He did a whole series, Bob Meets Caleb, part 4, part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, like that. And he did these little shorts about 8.5 minutes long. And it was like, dude, you got schooled. There is no other way around it. I mean, the dude got schooled. Caleb had citations, papers, the whole 9 yards. And it's like, any fool knows that we don't see in 2D. Otherwise, you'd run into shit all the time. The whole point of having stereoptic binary vision like that is for depth perception. That's how it works. And it's due to that hyperbolic state that we view things in is what keeps you from running into shit. If you didn't have perspective, think how terrible that would be for you. You would have time.
Anson's got some major light pollution going on there, but is that like the sky where you're at?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Awesome Town. Yeah, listen, we looked at that. We'll probably look at it again before I get off here tonight one more time, because you're right. There is something there. And listen, this is what, all right, so I get a vibe from these dudes anyway. And it's not good. It's hard for me to explain, but I get this vibe from them anyways. And then I saw, and I also note their childlike minds. Okay, because I'm looking at the toys. MCTOON dresses like he's, a teenager. He's got his hair shaved up on the one side like a skater boy. He's a middle-aged man. His backdrop looks like a teenage boy's bedroom. Model rocket ships and that kind of shit all in the background. These people play with Legos. All this nonsense. So I've seen that anyways, and I just get like a creepy vibe. And then when I was watching right after that debate that took place down there in Tennessee, I was watching that on Jeranism, and of course Dave Weiss was down there, and MCTOON was there, and MCTOON went up to Dave Weiss, and I guess he didn't have his glasses on. Dave Weiss didn't even recognize him. And he goes, "Oh, it's me." And he says, "Oh my God, MCTOON, is that you?" And Dave got this, describing him, this face of icky on, like a look of icky. He says, he said he shook hands with the dude, and he said he felt this just negative, bad energy from it, that he wanted to like just go scrub his hand. And he said it was still with him. But he said he ended up asking Toon, because he goes, Toon was like, "When are you going to debate me? And here's my papers on this, that, and the other. When are you going to debate me?" And Dave Weiss said, "I'm not going to debate you." And he's like, and he says, "Let me ask you something." He says, "Why do you do this? Did you get in some kind of trouble and have to cut a deal or something, or what happened?" He said MCTOON just looked at him blank, turned around, and walked away. So now, I had suspected some shit like that before. I was like, because I'm trying to figure out what the motivation behind these people are, And I had my own speculations, and then that right there, that was like, ooh, red flag number 1, number 2, number 3. And then that shit the other night though, with Ross, that right there was completely, that cinched it. That to me was like, is it proof of anything? No, not at all. But it was more confirmation of my suspicion. The people that yell the loudest about other people are those that don't want themselves looked at. And this guy's got an entire page devoted to showing flat earthers' criminal records, if they have one, showing whatever he can find out about them. And it's called Flat Earthers Are Horrible People or some shit like that. He wants to segregate us into like a subhuman species. That's how he's got us categorized. This is why he's got these 10 rules of flurf or whatever the fuck he calls it, and all that is misdirection away from himself. And I'll show that little exchange again, because I've gotten a number of people in the audience tonight that weren't here.
He's got some really cool coffee mugs with that little list for the Globers and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
He can market that. The 10 rules, that's like what, 10 commandments. But I had this question: do you think that because I don't know the MCTOON guy really, I saw the stream you were talking about, but do you think he actually showed up in Las Vegas just to rub the ickiness off, just to encounter Dave?
I think it was multifaceted. I think that was one reason. I think another part of it too was that he knew that he would be able to garnish a lot of support there, that some of his sycophants would show up. I think there's a bunch of different reasons, but yeah, I think he probably did in order to pin Dave Weiss down, or somebody else, maybe Witsit. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's hard for me to see what is motivated.
That's a lot to take in. You're going really far out of your way for a YouTube video, right? You're getting in your car and you're driving how far, just to what? To disrupt something that a group of people are doing because of something they believe in. You're trying real hard to dispel their belief there. So there's an agenda behind that. You don't just get in your car and drive come on, man.
Right. It's he wasn't too far. I guess he's in Minnesota.
I've been to Minnesota. That's not really close to Las Vegas, dude.
Well, no, this wasn't in Vegas. This was this was in Nashville.
Oh, right. Well, it's still really not that close to Nashville.
Not really. Now that I'm thinking about it, it's not that. You had to go away.
Hours away from where I'm at now, and going through on my way to Minnesota's right above Chicago and stuff. I did carpet work up there. I had some really bad things happen to me in Minnesota.
Well,
no homo.
Right. Got you. But there's some people that have showed up here. I've got 103 watching right now, and a lot of people haven't seen this maybe yet. I'm just going to show it one more time, because I think it's fair to say that this was he took this as an accusation, and as I've looked into it and listened to it now a few times, I'm like, this wasn't an accusation. He was talking about a video from someone else, and you took it as an accusation. This is what freaked me on this whole thing. Check this out.
Some people are going to get destroyed today. That's for sure. I saw that creepy video with, it looked like there was a kid handcuffed to the floor. That shit's pretty creepy, man. I don't know what was going on in that video.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It looked weird. James, send me the video, man.
Yeah. Yep.
Dude, it looks bad, dude. That's like some Pizzagate type shit.
Yeah. We want to get off of here right now, Matthew? You want to get the hell off of here if you're going to be accusing me of that?
I don't know
You
what
absolute
happened, dude.
fucking monster!
That's it, right, Ryan? Ryan, this ends right now.
Dude.
Right now.
Dude,
No, shut up. Shut up.
I don't know.
This ends now. This is it.
I'm not saying
You
anything
worthless
happened.
piece of garbage.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
not.
Oh no! Oh no! This is not happening. Out! Out! He made an accusation against me.
Not true, let it go. If it ain't true, then let it go. Don't be so mad if it ain't true.
Didn't know what was going on with you guys. Latter-day Saint was going to be my partner,
No,
and then James
listen.
sent me the video.
Yeah, you made a very clear accusation against me.
No, I didn't.
This is not happening. He does not get to be on stream with me.
There's not a whole lot I can do.
You can kick him out right now for making that accusation against me, or I leave. Because this is not happening when you have somebody on your platform as a guest making that kind of accusation against me. Okay, so I think we're doing the right thing.
Yeah, no, I understand.
That is my main beef with modern day debate. Is that Howard, what's his name? Latter-day Saints, and now this making that kind of accusation. That's what they're about. They are disgusting people.
That's why I fight flat earthers, because they are subhuman pieces of garbage.
Wow.
Some people are going to get destroyed today.
Yeah. I mean, wow.
Did he really say subhuman?
Yes.
He chose. That was the word he chose of all words. Subhuman.
Yeah.
Well, that's quite telling, I think.
Well, then later, I guess on Valentine's Day yesterday, yeah, it's still the 15th, right? Robot Polisher on Mike Oxbig on Twitter put this thing out, said, "It's so fucking over. The globe is dead. Watch McClown unable to even keep his emotions in check as he's supposed to be moderating this debate." So what happened was, oh, there's Brenda. I went over and watched it for a little while on MCTOON's channel with Ross and shit, but they were encountering audio issues that were occurring. And, so I was like, I don't even want to watch this anymore. I can't hear Ross. I'll catch his shit later on. And in fact, I went on Vince's stream earlier today and Ross was on there. I was talking to Ross, and he said he might pop on here tonight. I was kind of hoping so. But
so what was your point in airing that about Mike MCTOON?
Well, everybody was wondering what in the world happened, right?
We all know what happened.
Well, now we do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now
do you think that's okay do you think that's okay to make libelous accusations about people?
Who made a libelous accusation?
Matthew did.
What was the libelous accusation?
That he was a pedophile.
No, he didn't say that at all.
Yes, he did.
Yes, he did.
Do you think that would be okay for somebody to make that accusation to you?
Go back. Hold on, Brenda. Should we go back and listen to what was said again?
Yeah. Do you think that normal people can understand words? Do you think that would be okay for somebody to say things like that about you?
Wait a second. Nothing was even inferred. Okay.
There were things that were said off camera.
This is what we're seeing right here. And if it was off camera, what the hell? What was said off camera?
It's still not okay, is it?
Wait a second. If stuff was said off camera, how do you know that anything was said off camera?
Because they talked about it later on.
Oh, they talked about it later on. So that's it because of their say so.
Yeah.
There's nothing on video, though, right? There's nothing on video, right?
I don't know if there's anything on video. There's nothing that I've seen, but it could be on video that I haven't seen.
I'm going to go back here to this because it's right at the beginning.
Okay.
It was said in
the floor, and I was like, wait a minute. What basis did he have for that?
No, we can't understand the thing that he's saying.
It wasn't fucked up.
So do you have? We can't understand anything that guy is saying.
Jabus, we can't understand anything. You're robot.
So Dave,
yeah,
what are your moral standards?
My moral standards as far as what? As far
about making accusations about people.
Oh, I don't think you should make accusations about people unless
Right.
you absolutely have 100% proof. I didn't see an accusation made. I didn't see
like
an
I said,
accusation.
it was made in while they were waiting to go live. It's
How
my
do you know?
understanding.
How do you know that?
That's my understanding.
Okay, that's your understanding. So I don't know that. I do know that the type of people I'm dealing with, dishonest, absolutely 100%.
So you're accusing Mike of lying now.
Is he immune to it?
Are you?
No.
So
Well,
you
yeah,
could be lying.
I am.
No, you're not.
I think lying is morally reprehensible.
No, you could be lying right now, couldn't you?
Am I capable of it? Yes, I
Yeah,
am capable
yeah.
of it.
So you could be lying right now. You could just be making something up right now. You could be accusing Mike of lying.
I'm not accusing him of anything.
Oh, yes, you just did.
No, I said I don't have any verification one way or the other of what was said prior to what was recorded.
Yes, but we have what they said about it. What was said about it?
That by who, we meaning who, and
the audience.
How do you have it?
The audience.
The audience was. Why is there no recording of any further before that in the thing? Why?
Well, we also have testimony from the other participants and from the moderator, don't we?
Well, I don't know. I talked to Ross today, and I didn't hear any discussion of anything about it prior to this.
And the moderator?
I'm sorry?
And the other participants? The moderator also?
I haven't talked to the moderator.
So you think the moderator just went by nothing?
No, in fact, he wasn't. Yeah, I think he did. I think he went.
You think he did? Which is it? Because you said no, and then you said yeah. Which one is it?
Okay, well, when he eventually made it so that Matthew wasn't on the stream anyways, means that he bowed down to what MCTOON wanted. Now,
is that how you don't know that? You're just making. You're lying again. You're lying.
And if
yes, you are.
I'll put you backstage. Stop.
You don't know. You don't know that he made it up.
You don't know that he didn't.
We have good evidence from the moderator.
What good evidence?
The fact that the moderator agreed with MCTOON.
Only when Toon threatened to quit.
So you're saying that MCTOON and the moderator conspired together to lie about Matthew.
The moderator saw anything wrong until after MCTOON made it into something wrong.
Right. So you're concluding that the moderator and Toon conspired to lie about Matthew.
No, I'm thinking.
Yes, you are. That's literally what you're saying.
So then if you have already asserted that's what I'm fucking doing, why the fuck do you ask me, you dipshit?
Well, you're the one answering. It depends on your answer.
I hear the fucking answer because it disagrees with your convoluted.
I asked you, it's reasonable that if the moderator agreed, yes, it is.
All right,
you're the one. You're the one who said it. You're the one who said that the moderator
happened, and I want you to tell me where the accusation comes in. This shit's really clear, and it's printed on the fucking screen. Okay, so you tell me where the accusation is at.
Some people are going to get destroyed today. That's for sure. I saw that creepy video with it looked like there was a kid handcuffed to the floor. That shit's pretty creepy, man.
There it is.
I don't.
There's the accusation right there.
The accusation. Whose video was it?
There's an accusation about a kid handcuffed to the floor.
Yes, I know. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
Yeah. So that's pretty clear.
Was he talking about MCTOON's video?
Well, let's go a little bit further. What video is he talking about then?
So you don't even know what fucking video he's
talking video?
I'm going to show you. Hang tight. Let me just bring that up. And you can, this is why I said earlier, I don't think the guy actually watched the video in question because I think he went by what he saw on the, let me see. I got it on here somewhere. I just showed it.
By the way, if you put up kitty porn, I'll have your channel shut down and you arrested. I'll call the police in your local area.
Why would you think that I would put up child?
I'll call the police in your area. If you put up kitty porn, I'll call the police in your locally.
Why
And
would you?
report you. I will report you.
All
So
right,
go ahead,
Brandon.
put it up. Go ahead,
All
put it up.
Thanks,
Put it up,
AJ.
buddy. Put it up.
All right, buddy. All right, buddy. Tuck your balls back in there, Brenda.
Put it up, buddy.
You're getting a little big for your britches there,
No,
hon.
put it up, buddy. I'm
Okay.
looking up your local police as it is.
That would be the Luray Police Department in Virginia.
We'll report you for kitty porn on the internet.
Okay. All right, and or you can call the Jeebus. We can't hear you, brother. Not hear you. I can't hear you. All right. So you'll want to get a hold of the Page County Police Department. If you want, I'll go next door and get the deputy. He's my neighbor and my cousin.
Mm-hmm.
But are you ready for this? Cover your eyes. Get careful. Okay. Oh my God. Report.
Yeah. And where's that from?
Okay. This is from a video called Indoor Rainbow Flat Earth Debunk. This is also by someone called, I forget what the fucking YouTube channel's name is. Let me bring it up over here real quick. It's from Jimbo Science. It's a small channel that has 76 subscribers. I'm going to put the link in your chat, in the chat.
No,
here.
I know the video.
Then
and
why
you think that
did you ask?
Do you think that kid is chained?
Initially, it does look like he's cuffed.
Is that what you think?
When I initially looked at it, it did look like
no.
that.
Do you now think that kid is chained?
Well, no.
Chained up?
No,
of course not. So making that accusation.
What the fuck does MCTOON have to do with this at all?
It's an accusation of child abuse.
How is that an accusation?
It's an accusation of child abuse. Chaining a kid to that pole, that would be child abuse.
Yes. Okay.
So you've got a picture on your channel right now of what you think is child abuse.
Can you shut up? Can you
You've
shut
got
up?
On your channel right now, you've got a photograph that you think is child abuse.
Okay. I want you to try to hold on to yourself for a moment there and refrain from interrupting. Do you think you can do that for about maybe 30, 40 seconds? Okay. I said the guy probably thought that, as I initially, when I first looked at it, because this is the thumbnail. The thumbnail, they didn't have a thumbnail. Okay. And initially I was like, oh shit, look, what the fuck is going on there? But if you watch the video, you realize that kid's working on thing.
Right.
Okay.
So it's a knowingly false accusation, isn't it?
Okay. So I'm going to
It's a knowingly false accusation.
Brenda, shut the fuck up until I'm done talking.
So anybody that has seen this video knows that accusing that of being a child chained to the floor is a scandalous false accusation, isn't it?
Is that MCTOON's video?
No, but is it true?
All right. Shut up, Brenda, until I get done. So it's not MCTOON's video. The guy obviously didn't watch it, and he only went by what he saw in the thumbnail at first. Okay. I'm not excusing that. All right.
Yes, you are. You are excusing it.
Brenda.
You are making apologies for somebody who knowingly made a false
accusation. I'm not done talking, you stupid cunt. Okay.
You are back.
I am not done talking, and I will put you backstage if you keep interrupting me. Now, try to control yourself. Now, this isn't MCTOON's video. This is the video that the guy made the statement about. I'm speculating as to where he got that from because I don't think he watched the video. Otherwise, he would not have thought that. Initially, when he had said that, and I looked at the video in question, I went, oh, I can see why he'd think that. But if you watch it within a short amount of time, you realize that it's not that.
So do you think it's responsible?
I'm not fucking done talking.
Do you think that's
fucking cunt?
Do you think that's
what did I just tell you? I am not done talking. Secondly, bringing up this video that isn't MCTOON's and saying, oh my God, I don't know. I saw some kid chained to a thing. It looked like some Pizzagate shit, right? Why would MCTOON get so upset about a video that's not him? He wasn't mentioned in the video. Nothing about it has to do with MCTOON at all, other than the fact that this guy saw this thumbnail and thought that. But MCTOON's reaction to it, as though it were an accusation, and it wasn't, because we can clearly watch that it wasn't. The man did not say, you have a video you made where a kid is chained up and
that doesn't make it okay.
What is it? He didn't accuse MCTOON of
What
anything.
do you think it's responsible to make an accusation of child abuse based on simply the thumbnail for a video that you didn't see? Do you think that's responsible?
Wait a second. Wouldn't it have been more appropriate if somebody said, that's not, dude, that's kids working a water lever, man. Take a look at the video. Dude, you didn't even watch the fucking.
What do you think about the moral character of somebody who make an accusation of child abuse based on this?
He didn't make an accusation. He
yes,
said
he did. He talked about it. He talked about
Brenda,
a child.
You're awfully fucking apologetic for it as well. A little over the top protective of it. You really are.
Do you believe in the Pizzagate stuff?
Yes.
So you believe? I'm going to get your channel deleted here. Do you believe in the Pizzagate that in the basement of Cosmic Pizza they had children? Do you believe that?
So Brenda, where was the accusation?
Do you believe that?
Don't worry about it, Brenda. Where do you think the accusation was at?
Well, do you think that in the Pizzagate?
Doesn't matter what I think about it. Doesn't matter what I think about it. We're talking about.
I want you to dig your hole deeper. I want you to get your whole channel removed.
Brenda, shut the fuck up, you ignorant goddamn cock-tucking cunt.
Yeah. So what MCTOON was reacting to was to the lack of moral character, a moral degenerate. The lack of moral character of making an accusation. Making an accusation based on that photograph.
Because you're obviously way too fucking stupid. Okay.
Right. Do you think that Cosmic Pizza had a basement where they abused children?
Okay.
So
it doesn't matter what I think, Brenda.
You said before you did believe in the Cosmic Pizzagate.
Do I believe that children are trafficked in DC? Absolutely.
In the Cosmic Pizza. That was Pizzagate.
Why? How would I know where the location of that is?
That was Pizzagate. Pizzagate refers.
If I knew there was a location
to Cosmic Pizza.
Okay, so are you going to continue to talk?
And it didn't even have.
Okay, so I'll put you backstage until I'm done. I'm not kicking you off the show. You cannot observe conversational decorum. Okay, this is because you're a professional troll and you're insane. Okay, this is the main reason. You're clearly out of your fucking nut. Okay, so let me go back and we'll listen to it again. And like I said before, you can point out where is the accusation and where was the accusation against MCTOON. MCTOON didn't get mad because he said something about that guy that made the video. No, not at all. He took it as an accusation against himself. Now, come on. A blind man can see this.
Some people are going to get destroyed today. That's for sure. I saw that creepy video with it looked like there was a kid handcuffed to the floor. That shit's pretty creepy, man. I don't know what was going on in that video.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It looked weird. James, send me the video, man.
Yeah. Yep.
Dude, it looks bad, dude. That's like some Pizzagate type shit.
Yeah. We want to get off of here right now, Matthew?
So at this point.
Yeah.
All right. So
I'll tell you what he just said.
Okay.
He just said that MCTOON sent him that video, right, to show him that you can form a rainbow inside indoors. That's what that video was about. And Matthew took that to be Pizzagate kiddie porn stuff.
Which could have just as easily have gone. Hold on, wait a second, Brenda. So what's wrong with going, what in the world are you even talking about, dude? That watch the video. You obviously
he obviously did watch the video though, didn't he?
Did he? How would
he saw the video was sent to him to demonstrate that you can get a rainbow indoors.
And you saw the thumbnail to the video, right?
So
Okay,
he didn't watch he watched the video, didn't he?
You know, he watched the video.
Yeah, and then from that,
how do you know he watched the video, Brenda?
so you're making excuses for him. You're pretending he didn't see the video?
No one would even make that statement had they watched the video.
How do you know that?
Why would they? You'd obviously
because he's a sick fuck like you.
I'm a sick fuck. Why am I a sick fuck?
White trash cracker.
Why am I white trash cracker? Are you a bigot? Are you some kind of a bigot, Brenda?
Yep, against white trash crackers like you, I am.
Is that okay? Trash crackers. Okay. So where does this come from?
This comes from you defending. This comes from you defending somebody making scurrilous, libelous remarks. That's and making up excuses.
I don't see it as scurrilous. The only way it's scurrilous and libelous is if there was actually an accusation made.
Right?
Okay?
That's not true. That's not true. If I say, Dave,
do you not just make libelous and
Dave?
Fucking.
No, I just insulted you. I only insulted you. So, Dave,
it's never the same thing.
Dave, if I say, "Have you beaten your wife lately?" Have I accused you of beating your wife? Yes, I have.
No, you haven't.
No, you would find out in the legal system that would count as making an accusation. Yes, it would.
No,
if you say, "Have you beaten your wife lately?" That's actionable. That's actionable.
That can cause an inference, but it doesn't necessarily.
You don't even know how to fucking say the word. It's inference, not inference. You illiterate hick.
Tomato. You fucking.
No, it's just inference. You illiterate cracker.
That's your problem right there. You can't handle reality.
What reality? You're defending Matthew. Yes, you are. You're making excuses for him.
No.
You're saying, "Oh, we can't know that he watched the video that was sent to him." That he's.
What I'm doing, Brenda. What I'm doing is I am highlighting the over-the-top reaction by MCTOON, which usually indicates a sore spot. That's all I'm saying. I'm not the only one that thinks this. There's a lot of people I've seen all on Twitter saying, man, people that don't even know who the fuck he is are on there saying, man, that dude's reaction to that was over the fucking top, man. What's up? Yeah, the guy makes himself look kind of guilty. I have to agree. It does. So whatever, man.
So you think that the fact that Mike got upset by what Matthew said means that he's guilty? You think it means he's guilty? I want you to say it out loud so that you can really get some legal action against you.
All right. Well, the fact that you want legal action taken against people and you're a channel blocker and shit, I'm going to fucking block you from my show. Okay?
Oh, thank you.
And you are never, ever coming back because you're a horrible fucking weirdo with your pecker tucked between your legs, trying to troll people, acting like a shit. Fuck off, Brenda.
Thank you, Dave. My prayers have been heard. I said it in chat. You know, I'm going to exercise. I'm going to be the exorcist. But like I said, my prayers have been heard. I mean, this is all you had to do for me, dude. I mean, it's torture. It's torture, and it's clearly demonic. You know.
And I'm not defending Matthew. I don't even know where that fucking came from. I don't even really know who the fuck Matthew is. I'm just pointing out that this Toon dude's reaction to that, when he wasn't even directly accused of anything, but to take it as an accusation, is very telling to me. I mean, I'm sorry if that just makes me think of the phrase, methinks the lady doth protest too much. Now, am I saying that he's guilty of anything? No, I'm not. I'm just saying I have my own suspicions, and those are mine. You know, you can draw whatever conclusions you want.
Mean, he's got that look. He's got that look. So
I'm just saying, man, it's like, wow, that was over the top. that was really over the top. I couldn't even imagine what had happened, why the thing was canceled, because I was sitting there watching MDD, waiting for it to start. And then I saw people popping up in the chat going, oh, no debate tonight because one of the flat earthers said something or whatever. I was like, what the fuck is going on? Well, then I saw that Ross was going live. Now, he was the other guy that was on there. And I saw that Ross was going live and MCTOON was wanting him to come over to his show, right? So that they could talk. And I'm going, this is fucking crazy, man. What's going on with this? You know, I'm really curious. I wonder what was said. And then I was privy to that little exchange that took place there. And I was like, well, wait a minute. Why are you calling that an accusation? I mean, I'm thinking of how would I have dealt with it? Right. And exactly like I'm saying, is, hey, what are you talking about? First off, did you watch the video or are you just going by what you saw on the thumbnail? I mean, because if you did watch the video, you'd very quickly realize that that is not the case at all. But at first glance, it can make you think, what the fuck is that kid chained to that pole? What's going on?
Yeah.
But you understand the kid's helping with the experiment. Cool. I think that's great. Father and son doing some experiments and shit, videotaping it. What a great thing, you know? So no, obviously Andrew did not, or Matthew did not watch the video. He just took what he saw from a thing. And I think that's a mistake. Absolutely. I didn't see him actually accuse MCTOON of anything. I didn't see anybody accuse anybody of anything. He says, I don't know. It just kind of looks like blah, blah, blah to me. And what I think is that the reaction that was given.
Emotion. I mean, the reaction is actually quite symptomatic, right? They always, you know, play the victim to gain the moral superiority, right? But then the emotion that he throws in, you know, makes it even weirder. So it's, you know what I'm saying? It's his reaction actually is like the default reaction of these broken people, right? This narcissistic reaction, like, oh, you said that or you said this, oh, now I can attack you. Now I can. You know,
they have a rough time holding on to their emotions. We just saw that. Just saw that. I couldn't get an edge in. Oh, I'm going to have you litigated against and kicked off YouTube and this, that, and the other and shit. And I'm like, get the fuck out of here, you weirdo.
Yeah.
You know, what the fuck? You want to come on here and start saying hateful shit to me, and then you're going to go off and, oh, I'm going to get you in trouble. I'm going to tell, you know. Well, I hope you go get a booster, bitch. You know, that's all I got to say on it. But I got a video of him about 6 minutes not being able to keep his shit, and he was moderating. This was another by Robot Polisher, and this the same night, and it was so Ross went on to MCTOON's show and went on there with. Was it Globey McGlobeface? And of course, MCTOON was doing the moderating, or he was supposed to be. And so he said here, it says, it's so effing over. The globe is dead. Rich McClown unable to keep his emotions in check as he's supposed to be moderating this debate. And it does, man.
Who agreed to that? Him as a moderator?
I don't think he got much of a choice. He just got done rage quitting over on Modern Day Debate and had to have something going, you know, and Ross, you know, he's a good guy. He went ahead and go on over there in good faith to do this, you know, but yeah, watch.
And they don't need an ether to do that, right?
They don't need an ether to do that. No, because the device itself.
Here's my question then. Here's my question then. So if they don't need an ether, right, then when they threw out the ether, why would that even matter for them testing the Earth's motion around the sun? Because if you don't need an ether to test motion and the Earth is moving around the sun, why would that even matter?
They were looking. Okay, I'll say it again. They were looking for the ether, not the Earth's motion.
Okay. How about now then? How about now? How come now they can't detect the Earth's motion around the sun, even using the most advanced laser interferometry, if it doesn't need an ether?
Because you would need a incredibly sensitive device. You're talking about one. You're talking about. Yeah, you're talking about one rotation. That means if you have a device measuring the rotation, You have one rotation per year. That's what you're trying to figure out. One rotation of the device per year around the sun. That's what you're trying to measure. That's an incredibly slow rotation.
For clarity, that's not impossible to do. It's that you can't do it without an external reference.
Yes, from Earth. We're speaking from Earth.
Yeah, it can't. Yeah, that when Einstein uses the word terrestrial, when he's using the word terrestrial, he says without looking externally. That's what he's meaning.
That's whatever.
What we can do daily, and what we do daily, is measure Earth's rotation because it's much faster than Earth's orbit around the sun.
And how do we measure Earth's rotation?
Optical gyroscopes.
Optical. How?
So Ross, your audio is good for a second, but now it's bad again.
Points of entry, right, where this fake scientific theory falls all the way apart, right? But this is just a direct quote by Einstein. It would have been more correct had I limited myself in my early publications to emphasize only the non-existence of an ether velocity. This is the person who wrote the theory that you're quoting. To emphasize only the non-existence of an ether velocity instead of arguing the total non-existence of the ether. For I can see that with the word ether, we say nothing else than that space has to be viewed as a carrier of physical qualities. All right. So I know Toon likes to get semantical about, he didn't mean this ether, he meant that ether. Okay, whatever. The point of the matter is that you said that the answer to the experiment was that there was no ether. So it's not that they discovered that there was no ether, because the person who said that took it right back.
That
and I don't even want what?
That specific experiment.
Yeah, the Michelson and the Morley, they did not fix that issue with just an ether, even though you guys believe that. But like I said, even if that was the case, that doesn't work because they brought the ether back. So if it's process of elimination, you're like, oh, it's not A, so it must be B. Oh, we found out that it's not B. Okay, so you understand what I'm saying?
I'm not putting words in the experimenters' mouths. This is what they did, and this is what they concluded.
I know the paper was testing the motion of the Earth through the ether.
Through the ether. That's very important. You can't leave that part out.
Motion. You can't leave out motion, though. So why do you decide ether over motion? How do you decide that they're testing the ether, not the motion, when they say motion first?
Because all that you can conclude from the experiment that was set up to test for ether is that there is no ether. Now, if you want to come up with a different experiment to test for ether a different way, go ahead.
Did you just make that up?
Did I make what up?
You said all that they could conclude was that there was no ether. That's what I'm saying. Like, obviously you don't follow the scientific method. You don't even read on this stuff because they were faced with two choices, not just one. You're saying there was only one choice. No, there wasn't. There was two choices. And as a matter of fact, if Einstein hadn't come up with the theory of relativity, their whole worldview would have been debunked. I just read you a direct quote from Einstein.
When was that? First of all, when was that written?
Nervous drinking.
The quote.
Now, maybe instead of citing a book, maybe cite the paper where they brought the ether back in the paper or the experiment.
Well,
that'd be the way to go instead of quote mining.
So all right. Well, I don't really like to get into other people's philosophy, right? I just like to talk about the results of the experiment. That's why I said,
then just talk about experiments and stop quote mining. How hard is that? All you've done is quote mine.
Are you moderating?
Hold on.
Are you moderating? Or are you mad?
No, I'm putting you in place for saying that you want to talk about experiments, but acting by only bringing up quotes.
So I almost hold on, guys. I get whoa, time out.
Earth moving. That's the result.
You almost got me, Ross. Please provide your evidence. Please provide your evidence that the Michelson-Morley experiment was about Earth's rotation. Go ahead.
Sir, this is not study class. Everybody can go Google it on their own, right?
No. We don't play the go Google it on your own game here.
Then pull it up, homie. What are you talking about? Don't get mad at
Well, that'd be a first time because that's all the fuck they ever do. Go Google it. Oh, Google is our god.
You don't want to pull it up. You're not going to intimidate me like that.
Your claim.
What do you mean it's my claim?
You pull it up.
We all agree it says the motion of the Earth through the ether. We all agree on that. So what? It says the motion of the Earth through. It doesn't say the motion of the Earth through the ether.
You're ignoring part of that when you're talking. about your
No, I'm not. I'm saying the full sentence. You're ignoring the first part. You're the one that's ignoring it.
Through the ether.
Come on, you bitch.
Right. So
if they don't detect the ether,
why is that doing that?
If they don't detect the ether, the Earth is still moving, just not through the ether.
That takes more assumptions than just assuming that the Earth is not moving. So by Occam's razor,
that was the experiment.
No, it was not. The experiment was testing the motion. Like I said, we could go back and forth all day. So, it makes sense. So people can go Google it. There's no point. Like,
so you're not going to show me your proof. That's fine. That's fine.
So yeah, he started losing his shit with that. Yeah, it's too bad I couldn't let Brenda stay up here, but she just couldn't fucking cope, man. And when you start bringing it down to logic and reason, once I showed that there was no accusation against MCTOON and his fucking reaction was way over the top, then she wanted to go on and start this other fucking bullshit about Pizzagate and all this other stupid nonsense. And I'm like, why the fuck is that? What is that? I want to get you shut down. Well, that's because you're a Marxist fucking insane person.
Right.
Of course you want to get people
just destructive, demonic, like, oh, if I can't do anything, maybe I'll just hit you. And they don't even do it themselves. They want to call the so-called authorities, right? Come on, dude.
Yeah. I don't even give a fuck, you know.
Yeah.
You're a pariah on the human race. MCTOON's a pariah to the human race as well. Okay. And I'm sorry that your little butt buddy MCTOON, you know, showed his ass, but he did. He showed his ass. The smart thing to do, I would have just said, well, you must not have watched the video. I don't even know what you're talking about. Handcuffed. What are you talking about?
I think MCTOON will go on. You know, we'll take a break for a month or two now. You know, if he's wise, so that maybe people will forget about it.
Well, I think it's beautiful justice karma. It really is. Yeah. It is. It's karmic justice. You've got people wondering now. That's you brought that on yourself. You brought that on yourself, and you deserve it for the shit that you pull, man. I mean, can you imagine that? Have an entire page devoted to showing people's records and shit because they're flat earthers. You know, if we're going to go by that standard, let's not forget Charles Manson was a glober. Okay. Right. John Wayne Gacy and even Jeffrey Dahmer, they were globers too. So does that mean globers are fucking serial killers, man? Probably. After all, look at here. See, so it's no different. It's no different. And he's a reprehensible fucking piece of shit. And I hope he gets a lot of misery out of this and has to dig his way out of it. Am I accusing him of anything? No, not at all. These people will end up hanging themselves, man. They will end up hanging themselves.
Sometimes we wonder, like, why do we have to deal with these idiots as globers, right? Why don't we hardly ever meet somebody that's actually serious, right? Why is it all these people that are, well, you know, of how do you say, questionable intelligence and performance? Why is it always these people? I mean, this Benda person, like, you know, obviously an emotional, unstable character. And
good God, yes.
And that's also the people that I've seen on other debates. Like, why are they all wearing the blue hair? Why are they always the prototypical? Well, the answer is, you know, that's also why we have to deal with stupid cops, you know, because that's you cannot fight logic with logic. Logic is best eliminated through idiocy, right? Through ignorance. That's how you can eliminate logic. And that's part of the tyranny. You know, it's all by design, you know, they're actually put out there, you know.
Yeah, they're psychologically designed to try to herd you back into their fucking bullshit is what it is. And they do that through ridicule, mockery, intimidation. Celtic Hammer, here's one for you. We've never seen them both at the same time. They could indeed be the same person. We don't know. There's always that possibility, and we always look at all the different possibilities. But yeah, I mean, so what old thing comes on here and starts to want to get all threatening about it, and I'm like, look, man, I'm just going over the fucking over the top response. I'm wondering, you know, what's the fucking deal behind that shit? Especially when I see the exchange and I'm thinking, wait a second, you weren't even accused of nothing. The hell is you flying off the handle about? You know,
so much envy lives in these people. Just, you know, it just lives there for no reason at all, and they will jump to any reason that they can find or think of, or just
Yeah.
make up themselves. So
well, sure, this thing wanted to go on to, oh, you believe in Pizzagate? Do I believe in everything that's put out there about it? No, absolutely not. Do I think that there are human trafficking going on in DC? Yes, I do. Do I think that there are tunnels underground that they use? Yes. In fact, didn't they just cover one up over in New York here not long ago, right under a synagogue? In fact, due to some of these tunnels, there was a building collapsed in New York. So, yeah, I do believe that is going on and has been going on for a long fucking time. What about it? What has that got to do with what we're talking about? You see, and that was its whole purpose, was to come here and try to
derail and
oh, he was accused and all this other shit. And I'm like, well, what the fuck? Where's the accusation? I'm still looking for it, man.
I mean, this time, right? That's why it's demonic, right? I mean, this Brenda comes in accusing while abusing, right? And so again, the abuser is the accuser, right? Again, I mean, it's
yeah. And I'm sorry, that thing is Brenda is a mentally unstable fucking person. I mean, who the fuck, after taking the longest flight that they've ever done was from Seattle to Minnesota, and then state with matter of certainty that you would go to Mars in a heartbeat. Well, first off, you wouldn't pass the health requirements. I guarantee you. Okay. Just because they blasted William Shatner's old fat ass up into space don't mean that they're going to put everybody up there, because he didn't really go. In fact, that was in that show, the 100. They were flashing back to when they were on the Ark. It's a big space station they used to get away from the nuclear war. Anyway, while they were up there, this girl, she earned her 0G certification. In other words, she could go out and do spacewalks. She'd been certified, but she hadn't passed the physical because she had a heart murmur. But that's okay. The commander overrode that and allowed her to go ahead and go anyways. And she was all happy and shit. And I'm like, look, a heart murmur keep you from being able to be an astronaut, right? And you think that your unhealthy ass is going to be able to go up there and maintain yourself in a little tiny confined space for months while you get there. And then after you get there, you have to set up some kind of a little fucking shelter that you can't leave unless you're all bundled up in a certain type of a suit. And what are you going to do after you've run out of episodes of I Love Lucy to watch? I mean, for crying out loud, who in their fucking sane mind says, I would go right now? Brenda did. Stated as a matter of fact, I'd go right now.
Well, I'd shoot him in a tin can way up in the sky. I'd do that for him.
Yeah, I'm all for it.
I do that for everybody, you know.
I do
that.
Who
wants to sit next to Brenda?
God damn. I mean, and then to come in and get mad at me because I'm pointing out the obvious. You know, you want to steer it into something that it's not. You know, and I'm sitting here going, wait a second. He got fucking bent saying he got accused of something. I'm trying to see where the accusation is at. And I don't see it. I've seen that clip now 7 or 8 times. And that one there is even better because it has the fucking closed captioning. You can read what was said as it's being said. And I don't see, you know, never at one time did I see MCTOON accused of anything other than that sending him a video that the guy thought looked like that. But and am I defending him saying that? No, I'm not. I mean, it was, if anything, it was just a dumb joke, and it just showed that you didn't watch the fucking video. because that's what I'd heard. And then when somebody on Twitter said, here's the video in question, there's the thumbnail. And when I looked, I went, hot damn, there is a kid fucking chained up. Wait a second. Let me see. What is this? And I hit the play, and you see that he's not. So within the first couple of seconds or so of the entire video, you see that that's not the case, right? So you would never make that joke. You would never even bother to make that joke because that's totally out of your head. But at first glance, you look at it and go, oh, wow.
Yeah, that looks creepy. And of course you want to hold that against somebody that you're riled up against, right? You know, like, look at this, you know, the thumbnail alone, you know, is ugly. You know, of course you want to hold that against somebody.
Right. But the thing is it wasn't even MCTOON's video. And the thing is too, is I think it was more because they were jocking back and forth. A lot of those guys, they do that. They jock back and forth. In fact, the preceding statement of any of that was, oh man, yeah, we're gonna destroy some globies tonight, or something to those effects, you know. And then they get into this, you know, they're talking back and forth. And you know, so I didn't see it as nefarious as it was made out to be. What made it nefarious was the reaction to it.
Yeah.
That's what was. And it's like, look, I'm just looking at random quotes on now is that the one we just did? I'll just show you some of the comments.
The reception of the insult, right? Or the interpretation of the insult, which wasn't, it was just an insinuation, you know. It was just an insinuation.
So let me see here. I can probably do a Control+ on that. Get it up a little bigger so y'all can see it at home. And these are the comments on that video. Haven't seen the video in question yet, but regardless, I've literally never seen an innocent person act like that.
Right. Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Connect the dots. Dude, I can't stand MCTOON, but I've seen that rainbow video, and the kid is holding the valve to turn the water on when dad tells him to. He stands up and walks around after he turns it off. This is the shit making our side look terrible, not the other way around. Death here said, yeah, I don't pay attention to MCTOON. Never seen any of that before today. I think dude was just busting his balls. I would like to see MCTOON have that reaction to his side when they do it to us every single day. Brenda, with your cracker white trash fucking remarks and bullshit, right? But God forbid anybody call you a crazy fucking cross-dresser, right? So Taiwan dude said this is the original video. The only part of it was shown, obviously, because the entire video makes it perfectly clear that there was zero sinister behavior, as I said. And there's what you see with the thumbnail. There's what you see with the thumbnail. Bam, is the first thing. And at first, it does look like that. It's not a highest quality of video or thumbnail. But, you know, you'd go, what is that going on there? Oh, wait a second. No. So
but that's also the programming that's been going on, right? Knowing this knowledge, knowing this info, you expect these kind of things to be, because it's clickbait also, right? Child trafficking and everything. And so our mind is already programmed to identify that picture in that way. When it's not, you know, the child is not chained. It doesn't show anything. It's just our interpretation alone, right? And
well, you can see here his last statement on here. It says, also, it's not even Toon's video.
Yeah.
You know, so where did he get an accusation of him at anything? At worst, it's you gave me a video that looks like it has this happening in it. I mean, which could easily be laughed off and say, well, did you even watch it? You know, because like the guy says, obviously, because the entire video makes it perfectly clear that there's zero sinister behavior. And I agree. I agree 100%. Death here said again, yeah, y'all should clip it from MCTOON's show like my buddy up there did. He is not even in this one and doesn't help his optics.
What we have here was a bad flat earther.
Yeah, bad flat earther. But the good news, and who's that? Hell's Angels. There was no child handcuff. Matthew Hakeem, be better than this. Yeah. It wasn't even MCTOON's video. True enough. And I think it might be this guy's. Yeah. So, really, I wonder if he has the same problem when their side doesn't. Where you get called all kinds of terrible shit by these dudes on the regular. And as I pointed out, MCTOON actually has a web page, Flat Earthers Are Terrible People or some shit like that. While he's certainly pissed off, I want to see it. It was nothing. Somebody, let's see, we need to bring attention to the blah, blah connection with NASA, big pharma, Hollywood, sports, music, education, politics. Till normal people see this connection, they still keep giving these groups their trust, respect, and admiration. The spell needs to be broken 100%. There's a guy, that's the behavior. This is Enoch Elijah, says that is the behavior of a defending itself. Is that yes, I would agree, you guys. That was the wildest thing I've seen yet in this Flat Earth Ruth Glover's Earther Bay. Well, there goes your voice recognition software for you think. I don't know what this guy must be. English is his second language, or he just doesn't know how to write. Sometimes people get on here drunk and type shit too. He is very defensive for someone who claims innocence. Wow, he seems extremely defensive. Let's see, trying to is really tripping me out. I'm so glad I came to X. I don't see some people just so off topic. Wow, he got triggered. Must be something to it. When the insane part about the accusation would have to be the part where the man just lost his shit. He found himself stuck. If he left the stream, he would have looked guilty, but instead he stayed and made himself look even more guilty. Normally, someone who is innocent would have been calm or collected and even have explained they have no idea what that person is talking about. Unfortunately, that's not the case. The man knew exactly what he was talking about and lost his shit. Guilt brings out the worst in people. There's another guy there.
Immediately he claimed authority, right? Like I'm the one making out, like you said, like his word choice. Like you don't get to be with me on a stream. It's not like
how is that a privilege?
Right? But how is he claiming authority? Why don't you say, well, if you were insulted in that moment, say, well, I cannot deal with this. I'm going to leave the stream. That would be more understandable than claiming everybody else to having to leave.
Yeah, I mean, look at all these people, what they're saying. So is it true? Who is the freaking out? Whenever someone gets nutty over something, it's usually big. This one where a small child instantly turns water valve to create the mist. Okay. Yeah, the guy thought, I say he didn't even watch the video. Either that or he was really scrambling to have something to, I don't know. But in any case, he didn't accuse MCTOON of anything. I mean, the reaction was still, nevertheless, it was over the top. That's my opinion, man. I mean, what a surprise to see you trying to fake something. Why not show the full video? Toon's channel, blah, blah, blah. Why expect integrity from you? Trying to make baseless claims is a bike thing to do. Okay, so obviously a Owen Benjamin supporter, but there's another version of this too with more comments. Hold on a minute, because I'm just saying I'm going by what I'm seeing on people's reactions to it. Like for instance, here's 14 more on this one, and it's of course this here. It says Globy has been eviscerated by me on multiple occasions. This is from Caleb. We all know good and well why none of these clowns join my live debates. I would mop the floor with this loser. He usually resorts to screaming over and throwing a fit every time we have talked. He loves to pull the anti-Semitism card. Okay, like Brenda was doing. Oh, go ahead, say something that I can get you in trouble for. You stupid bitch. If that was your tactic, then why did you tell me about it? Fuck off. Which is a direct response to him not being able to back any of the claims he's making. I agree with that. Let's see. This is sad to watch. It's like a bunch of grown men that just don't want to be adults. Yeah. let's see, is that on this or on? Yeah, that's on this. So this one was Casey Industry did. Let me go to his tweet and see. Context for the new followers, please. It will be needed and expected. What the fuck? Somebody said. Let me see. Somebody explaining. No, not really. The entire debate didn't really take place, so you don't know. What should he worry about? What the fuck? When Dave MCTOON, he said he had some really strong demon energy rolling through him and had to go wash his hands after shaking his slimy hand. I wouldn't put any of that past him. I mean, this is just other people. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I had this up on the screen. Shit. A couple of years ago, MCTOON and Flatter Day Saint were debating. MC showed a video, not his, of a rainbow being made in a garage. A little kid was sitting on the floor of the garage. The lying flirt, a redundant, accused MC of having a kid locked up in his garage. Okay, so that's an exaggeration. The logical explanation is this is an appropriate response to any unfounded, unevidenced accusation. But see, that's the thing. I didn't see an accusation. I just didn't. You know, if I did, I would say, yeah, wow, that's not cool. Right? But I didn't see an accusation. I mean, I'm just saying the dude went over the fucking top. He really did. Yeah. Holy cow! It seems like someone struck a nerve with MCTOON. This looks sus. And there's a lot of these people that are looking at it the same way. And then of course the other people, you got to look at it objectively. Yeah, I can see where you get upset if someone had actually made that accusation on you. But then if you look at it, it really wasn't an accusation. I mean, the real simple thing would have been, well, dude, that's not my video, and it's not a handcuffed kid. Watch it. You obviously haven't watched it. And there you go. Done. Over. No need for a big dramatic exit and all this other bullshit. That seems pretty fucking over the top. I mean, hey, there's Nick Volt. How you doing? Did you get that set up on Modern Day Debate or on Jeranism? I'm still waiting for you to do that. Like, I'm really hoping you'll get going on that real soon.
Your audio is in and out. It's a bit wonky.
Mine is?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to pop out and pop back in. Hang on.
Yeah. Oh, Nick Volt needs some attention. He's a transphiliac, right? He's a transphiliac. Transophile? Transophiliac.
I found the problem. Is it better?
I don't think so.
No?
Oh, yeah, now it's better.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, what it was, my gain was turned way down somehow, probably when I dusted it today. Yeah.
Nick is in transition? Yeah. Transphiliac. Yeah, I think Nick is a transphiliac.
Yeah. See, people make absurd accusations, this guy says, and I've seen it happen too. Let me bring this back up. About Caleb. Caleb enjoys touching children on his days off, on his off days, and then people just run with it. They do. And I see that. So this is there's some mixed feelings on this. I think that, you know, being a student of human behavior, you know, and what makes people tick and what makes them react certain ways and how responses to certain stimulus are fascinating to me. And I've always looked into that. You know, I've always kind of studied that, not formally, but, you know, I look. And over my almost 60 years on this world, I've gained a lot of insight into that, into the way people behave and why they behave at certain times the way they do. And I'm sorry, it's not a good look. Now, is it saying he's guilty? No, it's not. But you sure as fuck made yourself look suspicious as hell. I can say that. You know? Let's see. For flirts get destroyed on a video, MCTOON shows about rainbows being made indoors. Instead of admitting he is wrong, he make horrible claims that there's a kid on a video handcuffed on the floor. So here's the thing about rainbows too. Yeah, you can make a rainbow in your house. Absolutely 100%. The only way you're going to get a curve to it is if the lens that's projecting is curved. All right. So a good way you can do that is with a round, clear glass of water and the sunlight. That will make a arched rainbow. But if you use a prism or even just a mist of water with the sun coming in, it will be straight. It's because your window's straight. It's really quite amazing. And light, nobody fully understands light. They pretend like they are. They do. Nick Volt returns. You cowards are pathetic, insulting me without allowing me to respond. But sadly, it's expected behavior from the intellectual weakling. Nick.
And then he
link,
states,
bro.
Then he states, "I am better than you."
What? Well, it's
and maybe say it again, and I'll believe you, Nick.
Mm-hmm. Is that what your mommy told you before she patted you on the ass and handed you your lunch before you went out the door today? You're a big boy now, Nicky. Right? So yeah, you can pick up the mic. You can come on up here on the fucking panel. Go for it. You know, if you act like a dick, I'll throw you off, just like I did that fucking mutated weirdo that was here just a bit ago. Yeah, those who exalt themselves will be humbled. That is absolutely right, Ash. Good to see you, dear. I was on Brian Stavely with her the other night, and that was a lot of fun. Smart little cookie, Ash is. I'll tell you right now. No, you're right. No one is better than another, and that is, of course, it's subjective to your opinion. You know, better at what? Better in what way? People have strong points. People have weak points. You know, have you ever seen that game Dungeons and Dragons? You have to actually, when you make your character, you have to develop what kind of a base personality they have, right? And it's based on intelligence, charisma, physique, a whole bunch of different factors. And you, of course, those come at random, and you have to work on building all of those characteristics up into the positive as you go along through these adventures, right? And I think we should look at reality as life the same way, because some of us are better looking than others, but of course, there again, that's objective, right? Some people are smarter than others, or so we perceive. What is smart? What is intelligent? Smart in what way? You understand? Smart in books, but stupid in common sense. We see that a lot. You know, so Ash is 100% right that you can't. Nobody's better than anybody else. We all have our strong points. We all have our weak points. That's all there is to it. What I may suck at, you may be very good at, but what you suck at, I might be very good at. It all depends. So we're just all different expressions of the same thing. An example of the limitless possibilities. That's what each one of us are. So yeah, it's so yeah, I just was looking at that and wondering, wait a second, you find it okay to go out there and say terrible shit about all these other people, right? Have web pages about it and make it like that it's because people don't buy into your stupid pseudoscience fucking world that it's okay. They're a subhuman. They're a different person. They're not people. We're going to put them in a lower class than us. We're going to claim superiority, all this that's the kind of attitude that's taking place right there. And that's what he's trying to do. And it's just more of the mockery shit. And I'm sorry, man, what you put out there at others is going to come home to you. And in this case, you did that to yourself, Mike. You did that shit to yourself. Okay. You don't have control over the way people are going to react to how you act. And a lot of people think you acted pretty fucking guilty, bro. I mean, that's the way it looks. I'm not saying you are, but bro, that could have been handled so much easier. So much easier. And then if you want to take them out in the intellectual arena. You don't have to resort to that fucking dumb shit. And that goes for Matthew too. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, like you want to pop onto my channel, still butthurt because I creamed you in a fucking debate. And you're still butthurt about it. And then want to come on here and try to, you know, I don't know, because I'm looking objectively at something regarding your boyfriend or whatever, that you're going to start, that gives you license to come in here and start calling me fucking cracker and redneck and all this other fucking bullshit, right? That's okay. Do you go over on somebody whose stream you don't agree with their shit and start calling them the N-word and shit like that? Do you do that? You think you can get away with that shit because you're crazy and wear a dress? You think you somehow got immunity or something? Kiss off, man. I ain't got time for people like that. Not for a minute, man. Freedom is just another word for nothing left to lose, Vlad. That's kind of a nihilistic view of it, I think. Brenda must be at least 12 months. Yeah, you're going to have to go on a fitness program if you go into fucking space there, Brenda. That's all I got to say there. So I don't care, man. I'm just looking at it. Do I think Matthew? I think it was probably not a good look for Matthew either. But I'm not Matthew. I don't even know fucking Matthew. I'm just looking at this objectively. And when I saw that, and I'm going, wait a second. I even rewound it, watched it, and I'm like, wait a second. I'm not seeing you accused of anything. Why are you getting fucking bent? Or is this something that happens to him a lot? Does he get accused of this a lot? I don't know. I don't know what the background to it is, but I can tell you this. I don't think it was I think he hurt himself with that kind of a reaction myself. But we'll see. We'll see. I've had a few people say that I wouldn't be surprised if you see him take a vacation for a little bit or something. I don't know. Best thing to do would be, I don't know what to tell him to do. I mean, I wouldn't tell him to do anything anyway. I'm just saying, I think that I think that karma comes home, man. That's all. I just think that karma comes home. That's
Nick
all.
wants some more attention.
Yeah, I'm not giving it.
It's funny.
What? Now he's Nick Volt 3. I've seen about 4 or 5 Nick Volts come through here tonight.
He's spawning again.
Oh, is that? Oh, Barbara keeps smacking him down. That's all right. Good job, Barbara. Keep fucking him up. Oh my God.
Whack-a-troll.
I mean, it's one thing to go through the effort of logging in and going to a site and a video that you don't agree with, and working a bunch of shit out on that. But to create account after account after account after account so that you can continue to do it, then what kind of a mind are we dealing with there? Especially when what you're putting out isn't anything.
Can we say a naive mind? At least childish.
Well, think about this. He went through the trouble. He got timed out or banned or whatever. And then he comes back with another sock account. He went through the effort of making another account to come back in. And what does he do with this effort? He writes, loser.
Yeah. Emotionally
All right.
Emotionally immature.
Yes. Yes. Childlike minds. And I say that all the time. The globe is for the mind of a child. It's no different than the little mobile that they hung over your crib when you were a baby, man. That's all they did was bring your mobile with you into adulthood, or what you think is adulthood, because you people aren't anything but adult. As has been evident. We got them playing dress up and pretend. We got them coming out playing like they're fucking engineers, playing like they're scientists, playing like they're aeronautical engineers and shit, and they ain't nothing even close to it, or they wouldn't even be bothering, man. They wouldn't even be bothering with this shit. It's a Ukraine incubator NBC. It might be. It might be.
I mean, I remember. I will never forget the moment that he told us that his children actually died in the Holocaust.
Oh my God! Yeah,
that was fucking priceless, dude. And he repeated it several times. I was there.
He was gonna fight me. He was gonna fight me, man. He said he wanted to fly out here to Virginia, which means that he'd have to land.
Oh yeah, he was gonna pound your ass. Yeah.
But he wanted me to come to the airport to pick him up.
Oh God. Shit. Oh man.
But yeah, I think I'm gonna wind it down here. It's been a lot of fun. Yeah, he was gonna pound my ass. But I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments. Like I said, yeah, he called me big boy. But yeah, leave down in the comment section, and don't forget to hit that like button too. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. Make sure you're subscribed. Hit that bell. But let me know what you think on that. I mean, was his reaction justified? Was it over the top? What do you think? I'm interested to know. You know, I have my own theories, and I'm very vague on the theory, because like I said, I don't want to accuse nobody of shit that's not true, but I have theories regarding why these guys do this. I've gotten little red flags or indicators that would support my theory. Can I prove it 100%? No, I can't. But you know, like I said, I'm not trying to accuse anybody or anything like that. I'm just looking at what's going on, and I'm noticing patterns, and I'm noticing, you know, and it's all going into the data banks, man. This is how I've been my whole life. I look at patterns, I look at indicators, and I let them work in my mind. And, you know, I eventually come to, at least an understanding or a slight knowing of what's most likely the occurrence of something, what's actually going on. And I'm very, very rarely wrong. I mean, I've learned to listen to that inside. I've learned to listen to that inside. And, you know, I think back, my mother, rest her soul, she always said, always trust your gut. Always trust your gut. And I know what she means by that now. I know what she means by that. And that's, I take everything not just in through the eyes, but I'm looking at it with all eyes, all senses, even those unseen senses. So I don't know. Like I said, let me know what you think. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Big Pine. That's what I'm saying. It was like that. Surely you got to know what that was going to look like. I mean, really. Surely you'd have to know. I mean, like I said, I would say, even if you are guilty of such things or whatever else like that, the best way, I mean, the normal reaction, I would be like, what the fuck are you talking about? Are you talking about the rainbow video? Did you watch it? What are you talking about? Show me where there's this thing you're talking about. You know, I would have just played it off like, you're a fucking idiot. What are you talking about? You know,
and like you said, you know, you got to be careful with coming to conclusions, but you know, you rest your case, and I'd say case closed. You know, it's like, it's pretty much done. You know,
let's face it.
We're not gonna have to convict him like, oh, you're this and that. We see it, we know it. But, you know, I mean.
Right. And here's the thing. In the court of public opinion, for instance, we can go back to the OJ trial, for instance, right? That was actually being adjudicated in a court. We saw it on TV, but we also had pundits on TV talking about both sides of the case. We had people out in the public arguing with each other over OJ did it or no way, there's no way he could have done it, blah, 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 blah. It does get tried in the court of public opinion. Did that have any bearing on what happened within the trial? I'd like to think no, although we really know it did. If you find him guilty, we're going to burn down the city. Okay, well, I guess we're going to, in the best interest, to do this. But in all reality, the jurors are supposed to be sequestered for that reason, so that they're not exposed to the court of public opinion.
Yeah.
Okay, they're only taking in the legal stuff and looking at it. And so regardless of what we thought out here, people thought he was guilty, people think, and there's still people on both sides of the fence to this day. But in the long run, the only thing that counted was what was proven and what was done in court. That's it. Doesn't matter what the rest of the public thinks, except for the fact that that person is still going to carry a reputation. That's the only thing that comes about from it. You know, you've aired something publicly. What else do you expect? You saw a bunch of people who are interested in flat earth versus globe earth witnessed what happened and are going, whoa. A lot of us are going, whoa, that was really fucking weird, man. You know, and then there's others that are going to go, no, I can understand where he comes from. And, you know, yeah, if you are accused of something and it's wrong, yeah, I would protest, of course. But you also got to understand too, is that I didn't see any accusation. Now, of course, I don't know what took place before that, but it wasn't until that was said about somebody else's video that this guy lost his shit. And I'm like, why are you losing your shit over somebody else's video or what somebody thinks is somebody else's video? That's fucking nuts. You know, I don't know, man. I don't know. But you know, we clearly know that Brenda was not unbiased. I've tried to be as unbiased as possible. I think MCTOON's a reprehensible human being, but I give him the benefit of the doubt as well. But the thing is, man, what I see and others have seen, it makes you stop and wonder. It can't help but to. It can't help. I'm not saying anything concrete or anything else about it. There might not be anything to it. But Brenda came in here with a complete bias. You see, she tried to shift everything over to Matthew. And I'm like, wait, we just saw what Matthew said. I don't necessarily agree with what he said, but he certainly didn't accuse MCTOON of anything. And that's what I'm looking at. You know, I don't even know Matthew. I've never seen any of his material. I saw him one time on a 2-on-2 debate. Nothing remarkable strikes my memory about that with him, as far as I'm concerned. So I'm just like, you know, no, it didn't air, Boggin. It didn't air. That bit that you saw on there was recorded during the pre-show before they actually went live. They never got a chance to go live because that MCTOON lost his shit and they didn't have the debate. So that's kind of what happened. So you won't find it there. I can give you a link to that clip if you want. Oh, I know where. What is Ross's fucking, damn it. Let me oh shit. We still everything good? Okay. That was weird. If I blank out for a second, everybody just hang with me. I will be right back because I'm not going to sign out without the sign off thing. Let me go into my history real quick. And I was on let's see. I was on, because it was Ross. And what's the name of his channel? It's gonna blow my mind if I don't remember. Real Offended. Okay, so if we could find the Real Offended, let me get that. Real Offended. Because he went over there live. He had a recording of this, and he went over live onto MCTOON's thing, and MCTOON was yeah, here's the video. Actually, it's for, he called it Wow Debate Meltdown. I'm gonna put the link. Go over there and give Ross a share, man, or a sub. Ross has got some good stuff going on. This is his let me put this in here. That's Ross. Ain't nobody hating nobody, Nick. Ain't nobody hating nobody. You just always go there because it's part of your Marxist indoctrination, right? And you work for a Marxist institution. So, you know, I don't know what to tell you. So here's this is his channel. This is Ross's channel. Go over there, give him a sub, comment on that other video, tell him Sovereign Soul sent you. I think he's only got 240 subscribers right now. So let's get that up there. Let's get him up monetized, right? Let's get him up to 1,000. He's doing a good job. Pretty down to earth guy. I spent a couple hours on Vince's show tonight talking to him and had a good time, man. Really good time. Got into some pretty deep conversations. So, boy, you got anything you want to leave us with before I sign off tonight?
No, I'm the worst at final words. So I'll just say thank you for having me, and I like the shows that you're doing. And hello to everybody in chat. See you on the next one.
Right on, boy. All right. Well, thanks for showing up tonight, and everybody that showed up in the chat. And like I said, I'm not accusing anybody of anything. I have my own theories on these guys, man. It's up to you. Don't adopt what, you know, I'm just going by what I'm seeing. And I don't know. I get red flags sometimes, and, you know, I'm processing it. I'm just saying, I think the guy's reaction was over the top. I think he could have handled that much differently. However, I'm not him. That's his thing. Unfortunately for him, it did make him look really bad to a lot of people. Okay. It didn't help Matthew out much either. It certainly didn't help Matthew out. So I don't know, you know, either way, they got to do what they got to do. I don't know, just leave a comment. Tell me what you think. And, you know, do it with an unbiased mind. Absolutely. I had to really fight myself to do that because I can't stand MCTOON. I can't stand that fucking guy. He came out, I had to throw him off my show for acting like a dick. I couldn't take him. It just, he talks over you. He's condescending. He's just an asshat. I don't like him. But I had to get past that to see, okay, what was really going on here? And I looked at it, and no, he wasn't accused. It wasn't his video. And no, Matthew probably should have actually not been so ignorant. But it is what it is. So thank you, Daniel. I appreciate that. Kevin Barber, thank you for showing up. Celtic Hammer, some of the other people, DeFreak. I saw Dr. Law in here. I know he lurks around. So we'll see y'all the next time on Sovereign Soul Unchained Mind. Remember to go over and sub to the backup channel and also my Rumble channel as well. And remember, don't put up with any of their twiddle, twaddle, or bahooey. Only what we can prove scientifically, verifiable facts. That's what we deal with. And then we can look into the beyond of that if we want to. But always remember, the Lord loves a working man. Don't trust Whitey, and see your doctor and get rid of him. He'll probably kill you. Have a good night. We'll see you next time.